I am not late, guys. I am not late. For those of you saying I'm late, Boa, I'm not late, by the way. It just takes time to get everything started. Hey, guys, welcome in. Hi, Tamika. Hi, TEC. Welcome in, girl. Let me see. Hi, Manuel. Hi, Manuel. uh, Hi, Dale. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you guys here. Good to see you guys in. And welcome back to our regularly scheduled Sunday program. Today, we have a lot to speak about, as always. Hello, he calls me friend. What a name. Boa, Boa says, S channel have what? Guys, English, please. That's all we're speaking here, just English. All right, guys. So today we have quite the topic, and I want to start by saying I know that last week was a little bit rough for everyone because of what we all been through. I do appreciate the support from all of you from Kevin Samuel's passing and everything. So we're all getting through it and we're all doing a lot better. And I'm happy to be here with you all. I value this so much more after the passing of Kevin Samuels because, like I said, we didn't know what we have until it's gone. So, today I want to speak about dating. Me and Kevin used to always say that dating doesn't work. I always said that to you. Dating doesn't work. I believe that, if you find somebody that you really want, you make a decision. If you don't, just the dating period, this period of like, I'm going to date the representative, I'm going to date who you're acting like is not good. I believe it's not good. So when I was looking out earlier, I got a few emails from Larry, which is, one of the co-stars on my show, and he has sent me a few articles talking about dating in today's modern world. Now, these statistics are from many magazines, dating magazines, women's magazines, and men's magazines. Also from like Tinder, Elite Singles. These are places that I do not know about as as me. I don't stay single. Sorry, guys. I'm very much happy. And the Pew Research Center, and so on and so forth. So I want to give you guys this information so you can take it with you as this summer is coming. And I know a lot of people are starting to get out there, starting to go to parties, starting to date, and starting to look around for people to spend the summer with. Take this with you, okay? Be smart. Don't get fooled. That's all I'm saying. Don't get fooled. So I'm going to begin. I want to give you the top 10 mind blowing statistics, dating statistics in the modern world. Here we go. Let me take this off, guys. Sorry. Hi, Sierra. Hey. How's it going? Hi, Alicia. Nice to see you, girl. Nice to see you so much. Hi, Mr. Steele. Hi, how are you? Hello, Mr. Davis as well. Green gang, 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 gang. Okay. Thank you, Practical Absolutes. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. So, the first stat that I want to bring up to you is this. This stat says that 27% of women between the ages of 25 and 34 expect men to pay for the first date, according to the first date statistics. Now, I don't know how men feel about this, about having to pay for the first date, because there has been that rumor going around that women are using men to get dinner. I guess I'm like, how broke do you have to be to not afford your own dinner? I don't know. But if women are out there using men for dinner dates, then that's a problem. That's an extreme problem on your own end. I don't know how broke you have to use men for that, but recently I've seen that a lot of people say they will only go 50-50, especially if it seems like a girl who is like on dating sites, like Tinder and so on, where they're just looking for men to go out with. I don't know about the 50-50 thing. I want men to call in regarding that because I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Tamika. Tamika says Ameera always has some great looking earrings. Thank you so much. That's a Middle Easterners, we always have the best jewelries. We have very good taste in jewelry. All right, next. 51% of adults in a serious relationship claimed that they waited a couple of weeks before having intercourse, relations. Ooh. I don't know what you guys want to call it. But 51% of adults in a serious relationship claimed that they waited a couple of weeks before having sex. When you guys see about that boa, it is a rumor. It is a rumor because I haven't seen that women have admitted to doing that, to using men for dates. I'm not sure, but could be. Right. So 51% of adults in serious relationship claim that they waited a couple of weeks before having sex. When it comes down to having sex, guys, I want to ask you this. Do you guys remember Kevin used to say all the time, by the third date, if you like a man, ladies, that on the third date, you should be willing to get in the bed with him. Now, how quick you have your third date, who knows how quickly that could be, how long that's going to take. But that's what he said. Do I agree with that? No, I don't really agree with that because I believe that it depends on your chemistry. If you guys have great chemistry, there's people who have gotten it on the first date and they stayed together forever. And then there's people who have waited and then ended up breaking up. So I don't think that that will determine whether your relationship is going to work just because you waited to have sex. I don't believe that. I don't know. Oh, they have studies, says Freudian slip. They have studies. I have to see that. I have to see it. Like I said, I have heard of it. I just haven't seen the studies myself. So if you guys have a link to send me, I would love to look it up myself because I will. Oh, thank you. Freudian slip says 1 in 3 women admit to using a man for free food. This is documented. So what is a man supposed to do then? Let me ask you this. If this is serious, if this is serious that 1 in 3 women are using men for food, what is a man supposed to do on a first date? Is he supposed to never pay for the first date because just in case he gets used for a food date? Or what? I don't understand like what he's supposed to do. Is he, because let me tell you this, I'll tell you one thing. If you take a girl out, right? You take her out, this is your first date. You only have one chance at a first impression. So your first date, you already started this date with that fear mindset. Does that make sense? You're already starting off with the lack of trust. I don't trust you. I believe you're using me for food. So I'm going to already place that barrier and say, you pay for your own food. I'll pay for my own. Women do not, I believe, now, hear me out, guys, hear me out. I don't believe that women would really want to date that man again because they're going to feel like he treated me like he didn't trust me. He treated me like I was some stranger in the street, which is actually true. You still are a stranger in the street, but you don't want to be treated like that on a first date. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know because women, they do get wooed by a man who will take them out to a 5-star restaurant on the first night and pay for it. So I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said, men, call in when the open lines. Please call in and tell me what you think about that. Would you pay for a woman on a first date? Do you believe that that is an antiquated way of dating, or do you think that it is proper? So, the next stat: only 66% of individuals on dating sites schedule a date in real life. Well, I can understand that. I mean, you're not going to go out on a date with everybody that you match with, I guess, online. The next one is dating trends suggest that people who meet online and get married are less likely to break up within the first year. So this one I'm confused about because they say that like most marriages last like 5 years or less, right? So just because they didn't break up in the first year, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to last the long run? I don't think so. So I don't know. That one, we have to speak on that. The next one is 95% of women prefer a man who is open to their emotions. I do not understand this statistic. I think that they should have been more clear. Whose emotions do they expect the man to be open to? Hers or his own? I'm not sure. Please be quiet, computer. This is not the time. Can't you see I'm busy? All right. So 95% of women prefer a man who is open to their emotions. First of all, I would never expect a man to be open to my emotions. Me being a woman, I would never, ever put up the burden of a female's emotions on a man. So if this is what 95% of women are asking for, I'm sorry, ladies, you're going to get your heart broken each time. You're going to get your heart broken each time because I don't believe that men are made to handle the emotions of a woman. I just don't. Sorry. And as for men being open with their own emotions, I've always said this, and I'll say it again. I do believe that men should hide the majority of their emotions if it's not necessary to uncover them, because women will use your emotions against you. Women will do that. They'll find your weakness and use it against you. Healing. So this is a lady. This is a lady. She says, if I can't get a proper date, kick rocks. Men, if you want to respond to that, feel free. Okay, next. Almost 1.5 million American teens in high school experience. Ugh. This one is about talking about SA. You guys know what SA is, right? Grapers. They're saying that almost 1.5 million American teens experience grape from a partner every year. I don't know how true that is. I'm sorry. I don't believe every statistics when it comes to grape, because we do know that women tend to lie. Women lie a lot and lie all day. And I'm not talking about, okay, never mind. Next statistic. Dating facts show that 50% of men admit to having cheated on their significant other. Where's my husband? You know what? He's actually out right now. 57%. 57%. Where is my husband? Dating facts show that 57% of men admit to having cheated on their significant other. Now, I want to know how many percentage of women admit to cheating on theirs, because I know from what I've seen, the numbers are almost equal at this point. Women are cheating almost as much as men, if not more. And as for cheating, you guys know my views on cheating. I believe that there are certain men that can cheat. I do believe that certain men can cheat. And like I said, I wouldn't call it cheating. I would just call it a lifestyle. It's a certain lifestyle that a woman marries into. If you're married to a rich, wealthy, powerful man, the majority of those rich, powerful, wealthy men are not going to be faithful. That's just one thing you just have to deal with. Women, you are always in competition. You never get comfortable. Never say, oh, I'm married. I can get fat now. I don't have to dress nice. I don't have to look cute. I don't have to smell right. I don't have to put out at night. I don't have to do any of that because I'm married and I'm secure. No, never be comfortable, because like I said, 57% of men. Okay. Next. 22% of people ask their friends to create and customize their online dating profiles. That's something I wouldn't know about. I've never done this dating profile, internet dating, so I have no clue, but there's a stat for you. The next one is 55% of date. God, why does this have to be? And I feel like there's an obsession in America with this violence in dating, violence in the bedroom. But here's the stat. I'll give it to you anyway. 55% of date rapes happened in the victim's home, according to date rape statistics. So they're saying that the person gets assaulted in their own home. Why you let the person in your home? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know about that. I couldn't even confirm it. And lastly, 83% of women are attracted to men who can cook. 83% of women are attracted to men who can cook. That was never a factor for me, but hey, I don't know how American women feel about that. That was never a factor for me because I can cook. I don't need the man to do the cooking. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is emotions. I see you, Mr. Williamson. I'm going to bring you up in just a second. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is 95% of women prefer a man who is open to their emotions. I want to get you guys' opinions on that, because I don't know how we're supposed to look at men today, because as you guys see, men are being feminized daily, being emasculated. So if this is the case, why is it that women are always craving this macho man, this man who is so tough and strong and bad boy, but then you're telling the men to break down and cry and understand emotions? It's like the men are doomed if they do, or doomed if they don't, no matter what. The other thing is that 28% of men find attractiveness to be the most important factor when dating. If the woman is attractive, that's 28% of the man's, I guess, desire to go with her. So I don't believe that stat. They said 28%. I believe it is a lot higher. I believe that the attractiveness of a woman will determine, I would say 50%, if the man is going to go with her or not. Because, like I said, women, we are valued for our attractiveness. Men are valued for what they can provide. That's just the way it is. You know, a man could be butt ugly, fat, short, everything, and still have a model girl on his arm if he's rich or if he's seen as powerful. You can still get a model even if you're fat, short, and ugly, but you can't smell bad. That's one thing you can't do. You cannot smell bad. Just like Dim Detox. Dim Detox, do you guys remember last week he was criticizing Kevin Samuels for talking about men wearing cologne? Middle Eastern men wear cologne like there's a shower of cologne on them. They just like open their bottles and just douche in it. So no. The next one is 40% of couples were friends before dating, which I don't really believe in either. I don't believe that you should marry your friends. I don't believe that. You guys can argue with me, but I don't believe you should. 51% of adults in serious relationships claim that they waited a couple of weeks before having sex, which, whatever, have that. Okay, I want to welcome in Mr. Williamson. Mr. Williamson, welcome in. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm all right.
Good. What do you think about all of these stats, and what do you think it's a bunch of rubbish? Do you think that it's true, or have you had different experiences?
First of all, I never take any survey before, so I don't know where they're getting all these statistics from.
Mhm.
So I actually believe they make up all these statistics to make it look like this is how things is really moving along. Because the more statistic you see, the more you believe it might be true, and your mind start changing to reflect that statistic. So I think it's just they're making it up in trying to get people to start thinking that way. For instance, 20% or 28% men prefer beauty. Come on now. That's a
That's such
hundred
a lie,
percent.
isn't it?
That's 100% because 100% men prefer looks first because the better you look, the more of your crap they will take.
Mm. Oh, guys, I see what you guys are saying about the background. That is my jacket, actually. I'm wearing a jacket and it's like made of this material that makes a lot of noise. So I'm sorry. I'll try to stay still so it won't make any noise. Also, King says, "Are you smart enough to trap the man of your dreams while being honest?" Well, if you're being honest, it wouldn't be a trap, now would it? You don't need to trap a man if you're being honest with him. So it wouldn't be considered a trap. That's a kind of a non question in my view. What do you think, Mr. Williamson, of this one here? I'm going to pull it up right now because this is the one that I wanted the men to answer. Um, All right. About the 57% of men admit to being unfaithful, to have cheating on their significant other. Do you believe that it's higher than that, less than that, or do you believe that women cheat more than men?
I really don't believe that statistic is true too. Like I said, it's all about they are driving an agenda. They are driving because most men would not even come out and say that and agree to that anyway. Most men would not. And if I'm saying most men, that means it's over 50% of men will not come out and agree. Okay, even if they are, they will never come and take a survey and say, "Oh, I do cheat." So,
I do believe that people will be honest if you promise or they know that, sorry guys, they know that the information will not get back to their significant other. I do believe that more people will be honest about their sexual habits if they feel that they will be um, undiscovered.
but at some time, there's certain survey that you will take, that they require you to meet a certain criteria first before they allow you to take that survey, right? So they'll ask you pre-questions to try and qualify you for a certain survey. So if you don't meet their characters that they're looking for, they don't even give you the survey, the statistic they're trying, whatever they're trying to get. So that's why I'm saying, who are they getting to do all this uh, survey that they keep bringing out? So we know
So
about the
you're
black
questioning
community
the
and
sample size, Mr. Williamson? You're questioning the samples. You're questioning the people that they're actually getting the information from.
yeah, and the amount of people that they're using. And we cannot take a small sample of people and just generalize it for the whole United States. I understand when it comes to like they're talking about single mothers in the black neighborhood, the black community, right?
Okay.
There's a way to find out about that.
Okay.
It's through your filing your taxes, right? If you
Right.
file single and all that stuff, that is a way to verify that statistic. Other than that, how are they finding all these statistics to be true?
Because I mean, you can look around, Mr. Williamson. I mean, there. I mean, it's very easy to look around and see. If you ask the majority of women if you're
Mm-hmm.
married or not, you see a pattern. But one thing that I do have to admit is this: this is what I've seen in my own experience is that even though a lot of the black women aren't married, it doesn't mean that they aren't with the father.
That's
What I've
true.
seen is that they're still together, but they're just not married and they still have children. Does
That
that
is
make
true.
sense? So it doesn't technically mean that they are single mothers, but I mean they're single as their marital status is single, but it doesn't
But
really mean that they are
but
alone per se.
my point was is it's easier to kind of verify that statistic even though it's not 100 as well, because you can see from how they file their taxes, right? Because if you're not married, they consider you single, and if you have a kid, whether you're with the baby father or not, you guys still living together or not, so far as you're not filing jointly, they consider you single parent, right? So that's how they get in all that. That's why that statistic in itself is not 100%, but it's a little bit verifiable because of the data on filing, right? Taxes.
Mr. Definite G says women cheat way more because of accessibility. I do not know about that, but somebody once said, and I'm going to share this with you guys. Somebody once said, they asked a question. They said, have you ever seen a dog poop? You know, have you seen dog poop before? Most people say yes. And people say, have you actually seen a dog while he's in the process of using the bathroom? People say yes. Now you ask the same question about a cat. Have you ever seen a cat poop? And they say, no, never. Where do you ever see that? And then that's when they say, watch your wives. Watch your wife. I don't know about this statistic. I would say that I would actually believe that women are more discreet if they do step outside of their marriage. I do believe that women are more discreet and they are more capable of doing it in a hidden way more than men. I don't know. I've heard that, so I don't know. But as for men cheating, I believe that men feel more of an urge to cheat than women. I think women cheat because either they're hurt or they are, maybe getting revenge or what have you. But I think men cheat for sport. I think it's more for, and you guys can correct me, you're a man as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's almost like making sure you still got it, right? Like you're still able to pull a woman if you can. Now, I could be wrong, but yes.
Like it's possible that we both cheat equally, right? Based on like men, like especially today, they're exposed more to women's sexuality, right? So they see more that can draw them to that woman, right? I actually, since men will still love the woman the way as if nothing happened, men are able to do it, right? Without any attachment. But before a woman will actually do it, right? there's
I don't know.
something there.
Mr. Williamson, I have to say, Definite G, I really want you to call in because I would really love for someone to call in to argue this point with me because honestly, Definite G is saying that women get they're more approached, so we have more opportunities to step out. But the thing is, with women, if you aren't a woman, you wouldn't understand. With women, you can get offered all day this kind of interaction. Women are offered, I don't want to be vulgar, but women are offered hot dogs daily, okay? Daily by anyone everywhere. There's offers. Okay, there's delivery with it, there's pickup, there's carry out, there's any way you want a hot dog, a woman is offered it every day. Now, the women, most women tend to be either disgusted, annoyed, irritated with it. Most of us do. So and then I think for men on the other hand, it's more like if they what is the saying? Women get what they can. No, women get, I don't know, what the best that they can or something like that, and men get what they can. You guys have to
Women
help me
get
with
what
that
they
saying.
want and men get what they can.
Thank you. Women get what they want, right? And men get what they can, something like that.
I think something like that.
Yeah. So it's like if you're not a woman, you wouldn't understand like how that feels. Like, yes, Mr. Definite G, yes, women are approached more and they have more opportunities, but most women pay no mind to the majority of those opportunities that are given to them or offered.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I never really get that just because you get more access to something doesn't mean you use it. Sometimes it becomes so you become so immune to it that for you it's just a normal thing. And that's why you look for somebody that stand out for you to get with. So men don't really get that much attention. That's why when they do, they normally take advantage of that attention.
Understood.
So um, I don't believe women will do it because of the attention they get. They might do it because of some kind of financial gain that they're gonna get it from that interaction,
Mm,
but it has nothing to do with the attention they get.
mm,
Because men do give attention regardless of what they have, and I don't believe attention has anything to do with it.
hmm.
It's more of what they can get out of it.
Right. Well, that's the
So
thing, and that's why I say it's a completely different thing. So just arguing the point that women have so many opportunities to do this, I don't agree that women cheat more just because they have more opportunities. I believe that if a woman cheats, it's typically for an emotional reason, vengeance, or something happened that made her do that. But typically, I don't think that women just do that for no reason. The next thing is 27% of women between the ages of 25 and 34 expect men to pay for the first date. Um, what do you think about that? And what do you think about the other statistic that the chat was talking about regarding women using men for food, using men for free food? Would you pay for a woman on the first date, Mr. Williamson?
always, I don't, I don't care whether first, second, if we're going out, I'm paying. You know,
Do you not worry about being taken advantage of by that statistic that they're saying that 1 out of 3 women have used men for food?
I'm not going out with you because you want me to go out with you. I'm going out with you because I want to. So whatever your own agenda is, it doesn't matter to me. So for
Understood.
me, I don't I don't really see the point to that.
Understood. I understood. And I mean, I've seen online where King, feel free to call in. If you have something to say, you can say it here to my face if you'd like to. The link should be up in the chat somewhere. But yes, I do agree with that. And I wanted to hear more from men as well because men, I've seen men online saying, "Oh, I wouldn't pay for the first date anymore because no, these women aren't going to use me for food or free food. I'm not your meal ticket." And it's like, so are we really going to take away that traditions of, the men is taking the woman out or something like that? Because honestly, I don't believe that women would even want to be interested in going out with you again if you treated her that way. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Like I'll be more worried about wasting my time on a date with somebody that's not gonna end up with anything than spending my money. on somebody. So if she ain't it, why are you taking her out in the first place? She didn't force you to take her out, right?
Right.
So
So let
probably
me
more
ask you
work.
this. Let me ask you this, Mr. Williamson. If 51% of adults in serious relationships, they claim that they waited a couple of weeks before having sex, do you believe that that increases the success rate of the relationship if you wait before having sex, or do you believe that it doesn't matter when you have sex? It all depends on the chemistry.
That's a rare cases where someone that has sex with their partner so quickly will work out. That's a rare cases. And if they do work out, it's most likely that guy didn't see anything better than her at the moment to go along with, and she herself doesn't really. Because most, let's just face it, most men don't have that much options when it comes to dating. So when they get a woman that, especially if she's a little bit attractive, they end up with her, and they just like just drag along. Men just stays with a woman just because, but because getting another one is a little more harder work. So if they already find one that they likes them back, give them what they want, they're most likely going to stay with that woman.
Mr. Williamson, you don't know what you just said. What you just said is part of the reason why I believe that women are the main ones who file for divorce. Remember, we have that stat, and we always bring that up, and I always blame the women for divorces because we are the ones who file. But thinking about it more, what is the way? More unbiasedly, is that a word? Thinking of it without my bias. If I think of it this way, that men will typically stay with a woman because, you know, maybe they don't feel like going through the chase again. Maybe they don't feel like going through the whole dating process again and finding a new one. What you just said. Could it be that this is the reason why men tend to stay in marriages and relationships longer, or they tend to be the ones to be broken up with instead of being the break up? Does that make sense?
I think hmm,
Guys, the link
th-
is in the chat. Please feel free to call in. I don't know. People are scared today. I don't want you to be scared of the topic because
maybe because I came on
there's
first, maybe.
yeah, I know. Well, you're always disagreeing with everything. So I think a lot of people are like, well, let's just see what he has to say first. Because Mr. Williamson, if you guys don't know Mr. Williamson, every time he calls in, he has to disagree with pretty much the whole
That's not
panel or
true, though.
everything we say.
That's not true.
That that is true, Mr. Williamson. We
I
have it
just
on
have a
video, sir.
different point of view. Like I always try to see things from both sides of the street. So if somebody is going this way, I like to, present another side of it, right?
Mm,
Because there's always two sides to each coin. So somebody
mhm,
coming in now might go completely opposite of what we've been talking about so far. Doesn't mean they disagree. Is that they are just showing another part of possibilities. Because everything we live in a possibilities world that like everything is not equal, right? For
mm,
everybody.
mm,
So there's our characteristic is so different that what might be true for you is
mhm.
different from this person based on where they raised up or the culture that's involved, right?
True, true.
For
And
for
everybody
me,
is
I
looking at
grew
it
up in
from
a
different.
cultural. I was brought up in a culture, so that sticks with me a little more. But when I get to America, it's a little bit free for all, right? I I have never really fully emerged in the American culture, right? So
Mhm,
I still have that little sense of they will call it old school in me right now, like old ways of thinking in me right
right,
now.
right.
So that's why my view is a little more focused on that based on cultural aspect of things, while people are more on modern days aspect of things. So it is what it is.
Okay. Mr. Williamson, I want you guys to see what Mr. Massive Gamer said. He said, it's simple. Demand sex. On the second date, I'm going to express that the anticipation of sex is there, though I may not enact on it. But by the third date, there is to be an open, discussed agreement on sex before. Mr. You how can you? Okay, listen. Just put yourself in the position of the. It just seems so robotic. It's like it doesn't matter the chemistry. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're talking on the phone every day, you guys are getting to know each other, and maybe you guys spread out your dates. Maybe you're having a date every month. Maybe that's different. I don't know. But to say like to demand the sex, to demand that, I don't know. I think, in my view, I think that would push a woman away. That she would feel too pressured into that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you should never go out with a man that you wouldn't want to have sex with. I believe that. I believe if you're going to date the man, it should be clear that you're dating because you do want that person intimately. I don't think any woman should go out with a man that she's not sexually attracted to. So because if you're doing that, you're just using him. You're using his time, you're using his resources, his money, all for selfish reasons. And you know that you're not going to give anything in return. So I do understand that. But just to demand sex, Mr. Massive Gamer, I don't know. I don't know if I agree there.
I
And
think
then
that's the new
also,
way of thinking because I look at it this way: if I'm able to get sex out of a woman, like let's just say within the first 3 dates, or let's say within a month, right? I'm not seeing her as a potential, wife, right?
okay,
Because now I need to see another girl that I can get, within that 30 days too.
right.
A man that has a mindset that if I get with a woman, I'm gonna have sex with her to kind of like quantify the relationship is not a husband material. And a woman that give herself up within that time too is not a wife material. You guys are just having fun.
Luke
You just
Hasley,
are just playing house.
thank you, Mr. Williamson. Luke Hasley, she says, sadly, here in America, the sexual freedom equality has been promoted to the detriment of women, and we are seeing the results now. I agree with that as well. I was having a conversation with my uncle not too long ago, and he was talking about how the value of women in the Western world has diminished. He was speaking about how women used to be seen as valuable assets to men. They used to be seen as a necessity. And now women are pretty much seen for only sexual reasons, and almost like a bother, almost like an irritation, almost like a weight on the man instead of actually being an asset and being useful to him. And this is so sad to see. Jason says, "Let the sex come naturally." AKA Dog says, "I just wait until I get married first, maybe." That's hard to do in America now.
Okay.
Isaiah
What?
says, "Mr. Williamson speaks too slow." Just a little bit, Mr. Williamson, just a little bit, just a tad bit. But he
on,
takes his time. So,
on what Luke Casley just said,
hmm
I think we should also see the effect that it has on men, right? Because
okay,
now they don't have to work hard, right?
hmm
They don't have to become before they get. So they don't build characters. So now I know, I think it also have a negative effect on men. Our value is not created first. So now we become obsolete.
thank you, Mr. Williamson. Practical Absolute says, "I have been on dates before and I've always paid, although it was well over a year ago. However, I am not going to be in any rush to start dating again since the next 10 years of my life I will be schooling." I I have no idea what that means, but I wish you the best in the school. Let me see. Scam likely, scam likely. Please feel free to call in as well. I would love to hear your views on this because I have so many statistics here, and I want to get the opinion of women and men. Not just men. I want to get some women to come in and weigh in on it. So the next one that I have, now this one is for the women. This is why I want women to answer this one. It is 83% of women are attracted to men who can cook, which I disagree with. I I disagree with it. Women, what do you feel? Are you more attracted to a man if he's able to cook or not? I don't think that really matters to me because I will cook. So I don't need you to. I really don't need you to cook. Let me see. AKA Dog also says, I say don't go out on a date with a lady. Go out on a date with a perspective, lifelong mate, or godly, dainty, precious lady. You spelled that wrong. Guys, grammar, please. Grammar. But yes, I understand what you're saying. He calls me friend says, I do not encourage any women to have sex before marriage because sex is for creating a child. Sir, 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 did, did you know that the other species of animal on this planet, the other mammals on this planet that have sex for fun are dolphins? I think they are the only other animals, mammals, that are known to have sex for recreation rather than just procreation. Did you guys know that? Dolphins. And dolphins are smart. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Mr. Williamson, if that was too much. I'm sorry. I look. I just want you guys to know that. Okay. I just want you to know that. Let me see. And the next one I have for you is this one. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up. One moment. I'm sorry, guys. 27% of males admitted to crying once every couple of months. 27% of males admitted to crying. What does that have to do with dating? Let me ask you, Mr. Williamson. Would you
Okay,
cry
leave me
in
out of
front of
this
your
one.
significant other?
Leave me out of this one.
What? Why not? What would you cry? Would you? No, 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 no. Wait, wait. I'm just curious. Would okay. I have my own views on this, but a man should be free to cry. Okay. I believe the frequency of said crying and let's see, maybe the ugly faces that come along with the crying is the determining factor. Please answer that, Mr. Williamson. Do you feel comfortable crying in front of your significant other?
No. What do I need to cry for?
Look at the men in the chat. No, no. Are you kidding? See, this is why so many men, this is why the self deletion rate amongst men is high because men do not know how to release.
But this is where the statistic came also that they make up that women perform men that, you know, into their emotion and stuff like that because they want men to start doing it. Because if statistics shows that women, this is what women want, then men that want women start doing it. That's what I'm. That's all the crap that I'm talking about.
Oh my God. Look at this message, Mr. Williamson.
How about crying in
Unknown,
bed?
Unknown says, what about crying in bed?
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I have to be, look, I. There's something wrong with the chat. Something is wrong with the chat. Everybody needs therapy. We all need therapy. We all need to have maybe a group therapy session. What is wrong with this? Crying in bed. I have actually heard stories about women saying like I guess they had their first experience in bed, yeah, and then they finish and the man cries. I think it was on a radio show that I heard that the lady called in and said that the man cried, in bed. And I don't know what to say about that. I don't even know what to think about that because it's like, is that good? Is it bad? Is it too
Is the man
emotional? Is that a
straight?
sign of bad things to come? What does that mean?
Is the man straight?
That he can what?
Is he straight?
Oh,
Like,
is he straight?
yeah, because he might really feel like I'm using you to, to keep my cover, but this is a mistake. You know
Mr. Williamson.
what?
No.
You could be, because that's the only way I can see that. Women cry sometimes too because they feel like I don't know why I'm doing this. I have to reduce myself to be in this situation, right?
No. He's crying because of what he got. He's like, "Oh, I usually have better quality peoples than this." No, Mr. Practical says, "I heard of women crying in bed before." if a woman is crying in bed, there's probably a problem going on there. I
Like
mean,
like I said, it go both ways.
oh
It's
my
like you
god.
really regret the decision you just made there. Like you're crying because what you just did is like you're disgusted by it. I
I
I, I
know.
I don't see. I don't. I don't know.
So the massive gamer, the one the one who said demand sex, he says, Amira, heck no. Men can only cry if something personally atrocious happens to them. Um, okay. So what about, let me ask you this. What about frustration? What about a man who is a very hard worker? Let's say something happens to his company or his business, right? And he's working his way to build it back up. Because this happens a lot with men, and you see that the man is stressed, you see that he has a lot of frustration. Would it be okay for said man to break down and cry out his frustration without being seen as weak or pathetic or feminine?
I mean, yeah, that has happened to me before, so I do understand the aspect. But once that happened, because the lady I was with at the time, the girl I was with, did everything. And this is also women say, tell me about your past, tell me about your troubles and all that stuff. I used to do that, right?
Mm.
And when she was angry at me because she didn't get her way, she turned around and used all that stuff against me. After she hit me, and I'm like, I can't hit her back, but I can't believe that she will use that against me. So that hurt me so bad that I just let out a woo.
You
And
cried.
then ever since
Wait,
then,
so
that
the
was it.
woman, Mr. Williamson, you're saying a woman assaulted you and you did not hit her back, but instead you let out your frustration in a different way?
Like, because I cared about her, right? And for her to resort to that was very painful. And once that happened, that was like it killed everything. But that also let me know, especially now that I hear now that you're not supposed to tell women about your problem
Mm.
as a man, because you don't really, as a man, you are supposed to protect her. Women, I think right now they want to know about your problems. That way, you guys have an even field to be.
Right.
It's
Mr.
50
Massive
50
Gamer
there.
says, Mr. Massive Gamer says, Amira, in the earlier stream, a man cried of Kevin Samuels passing, and most of the females and many males in the chat roasted him. I'm going to, before I let Mr. Scam Likely speak, I wanna bring up something with you guys. I had a video on my own personal channel a while back, and it was just a video exposing a man who was talking about the problems of coming into manhood in the Western world, in America, speaking on the issues of how females are put on a pedestal while males are told that they are lesser than females in this Western world. Now, when I expose that video, my channel is pretty much a men's rights activist channel. I'm pretty much a men's rights activist. I'm the pure opposite of a feminist. So the I expected my audience to see things a little bit differently, but I was surprised to see that when I was exposing this video of this young man speaking about the issues of coming up and growing into manhood here, the men were actually roasting him for being sensitive or being too open and actually speaking on the problems. So this is what the point is, that it bothers me a lot that when a man is trying to express himself or trying to bring attention to a problem, an issue, that even men will talk down to him and tell him, suck it up, be quiet, stop whining, start calling him all kinds of names. You guys know the typical names: beta, simp, loser, whatever have you. It
Amira,
happens. And Mr. Oh God, I forgot to. Oh my gosh, I missed it. I'm so sorry. I just missed this thing. Somebody was talking. Oh, here it is. No. I missed it, guys. I actually did miss it. Never mind. Okay, Mr. Scam Likely, how are you? Welcome in, Mr.
I'm
Practical.
good. I'm good. What's going on?
Hey, happy Sunday.
What's good? What's good? Practical Absolute. What's good, E. Williamson?
What's good?
Hey,
What's
how you
good? What's
doing,
good?
brother? How you doing?
I don't know what about all these fake ass rules about a man can't do. You're a man. You cannot do this. On the third date, you're obligated to the vagina. That's the rules. Where y'all coming up with this stuff? It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to her. She either likes you and she's gonna cough up the buns or she's not. Now, if Big Tony is still hitting it, you're not getting the buns, my friend. You're not.
Oh my God. Oh my
If Raw Dog Ronnie is still in there, you're not getting it. But I took you out on 4.6 dates. Where is my booty? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. All right. I'm
I,
gonna take my medication. I'm gonna be okay.
Mr.
I'm
Scam Likely, I
taking
think your medication is right behind you on the dresser.
that's
Just
what the
get a
medication
glass
is.
of water. I think I saw the bottle in the back.
All right,
Mr. Mr. Practical, how are you? Welcome in.
all right. Give me a minute.
I'm doing well.
Mm,
Oh man,
I think I'm good now. I
this
think
man
I'm good.
scam likely, man. This man's
I don't know what's
hilarious.
going on right now. I am so sorry. What do you guys think about the statistics that I offered to you guys, that I presented you? What
I
do you think
came
about
late,
that?
I came late, so I missed a couple of them.
Okay, just really
Yeah, go ahead.
quickly. I'll give you a few. Really quickly. 27% of women between ages 25 and 34 expect men to pay for the first date, even though it's been documented that 1 out of 3 women will use men for dinner. Um, Only 66 of individuals on dating sites schedule a date in real life. 51% of adults in a serious relationship claim that they waited a couple of weeks before having sex, and I don't know if that it increases success rates in relationships or not. The next one is 1 second. 95% of women prefer a man who is open to their emotions. 57% of men admit to have cheated on their partners. Um, and 83% of women are attracted to men who can cook.
I believe all those to be true.
You believe that 27% of, wait, oops, I forgot that one. 27% of men think that the attractiveness of a female is, I'm sorry, of a woman, the attractiveness of a woman is the leading factor why they go out with her. I believe it's way higher. What do you
Hold up,
believe?
20%. You're saying 25%, 27% of women go out with a guy because they're attracted to him?
No, it's the opposite. That 27% of men will use the attractiveness of the girl as a reason to go out with her because she's attractive. Like, I see that she's attractive, so I'm going to go out with her. I believe it's more like 50% or more or higher because I believe men are more visual than women.
Yeah, but 70-something percent of women aren't attractive, so let's be real.
Mr. Panders, guys, I am
It's like,
so
hold on, it's
sorry.
still a weekend. I'm ugly on the weekends, so I'm still ugly
Oh,
until midnight. So
Hey,
I'm grouped in that category for now.
Ameera, we
you
need
can't
to
So
start
say
hosting
that.
this during the
like
week then.
yeah, 80%. I mean, higher percent of them are overweight to start, and we ain't even got to their face yet.
Mr.
So
Panders,
a lot of dudes are broke and need a couch to sleep on. So, and a lot of dudes also can't get attractive women, so they're taking what they can get.
That's
Let's be
true.
let's be real.
That's true, Ameera.
so
But
So that's totally true.
Mr. Williamson said
like I
the same
said,
thing.
100% will prefer attractive women, but men will get what they can get,
And they got to tell her she's pretty.
of course.
And
Yeah.
tell her she's pretty.
What's the name? If I can't, right? So the statistics that you were saying, right? Like, like from what I've seen, what I've managed to see on campus and stuff in school and whatnot, and coming up in high school in Memphis, Tennessee, like, it's very accurate, because like people's perspective is pretty much inverted, right? Like the majority of people's perspective, like out here, is pretty much inverted. So like, but when it comes down to the idea of like the paying for dates or whatnot, I don't see a problem with the idea of it because a woman, okay, first and foremost, like I can talk about this in different nuances, but just analyzing just the date aspect, right? A man should be able to pay for dates because he has to be able to pay for, livelihood and all that stuff. I feel, I don't know, but the same token, though, I can understand that. Really, they're saying that 67% of women admits to get free food and stuff like that. Like, I mean,
I
it
mean, I want to
seems to
ask
be a
you a
very
question.
dicey game to play.
I
I'm
believe
going to
that to
ask you
be
a question
true.
regarding that. You three men, well, I've already got Mr. Williamson's answer, but Mr. Penderson and Mr. Absolute, do you, if you go out on a first date, are you going to pay for the first date? Or would you make her pay for her own food because you do not want to be taken advantage of for free dinner?
See, I'll go ahead and
Go
answer
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
Like I'm gonna have to say that just go with paying, because if I would say the opposite, it's like a fear mindset, it's a lack mindset, it's a scarcity mindset, and it also it predispose it has this kind of like underseated belief that I don't understand in my vetting process, and whatever it is I did to determine to select this woman, it was very bad in the first place, right? So like that means that I'm very bad at even figuring out a woman to even take the date. If she's gonna do that, I don't know.
That
Like
makes
there's a
sense.
lot of things that telltale signs that a lot of like that a lot of uh, common people do, right? It's you see the same stuff, and if you can see it, then you'll know that there's no need to even move forward with that individual, right? But,
That makes sense. Mr. Penderson.
Um, when I didn't have no money, paying for the date actually meant something. But now paying for a date doesn't really make that much a difference. I mean, and I don't know these dudes talking about $200-$300 dates. I don't know what y'all doing. But if it's a big deal, if you're not feeling like that, ask her to meet you at the mall or let's meet up somewhere. If she says, no, I'm a mother queen goddess, you got to meet me at the Luxure Restaurante, that's already telling you something. And I'm rather cheap anyway. So by then I'm like, you know what? Let me just go and meet another woman and take her out and say the money. But it's not that big of a deal. $20,
I'm a
$30
mother queen
gone.
goddess. Mother queen goddess.
And if it's a bad date, I'd rather just pay, smile, say, yeah, yeah, and then don't call it no more.
Yep.
Just move it on. But why start an argument and have some chaos? And then there's something to argue about. Because you never know. 6 months later, she shows up, she works at your job, or you see her in a park, just be a politician. Yeah, oh, yeah, uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Then when you get home, oh, it's not you, it's me.
It's
Or
not you.
say
It's
something to offend her at the table to where she don't want to talk to you no more, no way. But just cut your losses and move on.
I
Mr.
mean,
Massive
literally,
Gamer. Mr.
of course.
Massive Gamer, you can come in, but I do need to see you in the studio. I do need to see your face in the studio before you can come up on the panel. But you can use your avatar on the panel. But I typically prefer people to be on video. But I will let you come defend yourself because we have been kind of talking about you right now. So
Yeah,
you can come
Ameera, if he's
defend yourself.
ugly, let him stay on Avatar. Because
Mr. Panders. Oh my
I'm
God.
already ugly. Practical
Who is
Absolutes is knocking on ugly, and E. Williamson. Come
Hey,
on now.
bro.
We got ladies
Mr.
watching the chat.
Panderson? Who
Hey,
is the
bro.
determiner? Who determines who is ugly and who is cute? Come
Hey,
on.
bro.
You,
Hey, Practical.
I'm ugly on the weekends. I already
Yo,
told you.
what's good? What's
Yo,
good?
you say you live in Memphis? That's where I live, man.
Oh, alhamdulillah. That's what's up, man. Where you?
That's
I actually took a brother. So in Raleigh, Tennessee, like real, like it's technically I'm in the Memphis area or whatnot, but close to Raleigh, and I
this
just
this
took a.
conversation is not about Memphis, Tennessee, guys. I
Oh,
am so
oh,
sorry to cut you off, but I do not really care about Memphis or
now you
and
want
look,
to
no
get
offense to Memphis people. I'm not being offensive to you guys, but this is not what we're talking about moving and what cities we're from, because I could go on all day about Seattle, about LA,
It's
about
okay.
Arizona. I
Okay.
could go on and all day about it, and this is not what we're here for. I want you guys to give me your opinions on these stats, please. The next one I want you guys to give me your opinion on is this one. I didn't get Mr. Panderson's and Mr. Absolute's views on this. What about the 57% of the men cheating? Do you believe that 57% of men are the main cheaters? Do you believe that women cheat more or not? Because Mr. Williamson answered, but I didn't get your guys' answers.
I think
go
it's
ahead.
about the same. It's not that far off, but I kind of want to say women cheat more, but I can't really back it up with nothing.
I mean,
But don't
okay,
act like
so
women ain't they ain't out here. Come on now. No.
But why do you think that women cheat more? What is your reason?
Selfish. Greed.
What are women getting from cheating?
It's not what they're really getting, it's what they think that they're getting.
Power.
So I mean, cheating is undisciplined act. It's a selfish and it's a greedy act, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen. I mean, I was in the army when I was 18, so there
Thank
was
you for your
men who had
service.
there was men who had pretty wives cheating on them with ugly women, and it was dudes with ugly women knocking down some good looking. I couldn't understand it. And military wife women, there was a lot of military. There's a lot of simps. They had nothing before they went in the military. They went in the military. Now they got cars and rims or something, and they're going getting girls that they never could get. And the first woman that says, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I love you." They just fall. They just start pulling out all the They just turn into sympatron. Next thing you know, they married the girl who lives right outside the base. Practical Absolutes hit it last week. E. Williamson and his homeboys, they ran train 6 weeks ago. They live on the other side of the base. And this dude marries her. Then he goes to the field for 30 days in training. There's another dude driving the car to the club, and she leaves with somebody else. 4 months later, same thing. Then there's a big fight, 10 on 10. This unit against this unit. Somebody's fighting because, man, he's banging my wife. Then you find it wasn't him. It was his homeboy.
Oh my
This
God.
was a repeated thing. This was all the way back in the 70s when my dad was in the Navy. Military dudes will tell you this all the time. 2 years later, she marries another military dude. Same thing. Yep. Then the dude deploys 6 months somewhere. She got the car. She's staying in his place. She moves in Raw Dog Ronnie. He's living there. He's wearing back in the day, it was the FUBU jerseys. Raw Dog Ronnie, you see them walking with the girl on base with a FUBU jersey on. That's his. Yeah.
What is going on?
Women ain't innocent either. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. What is going on over here? Cool Cat says that it sounds like the public bus.
Yeah. That was my first experience with actually like for the streets. Yeah, it was traumatizing. Same with these. Oh man.
Okay, so like, let me go ahead and try to give my answer, right?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna go and I guess not being a devil's advocate or anything like that, but I actually don't agree with you, kind of like, right? This is like, okay, if you think about it, right, your views is basically the product of the great inversion in the West. See, men are typically hunters. Now, the example you gave is basically a woman basically hunting for her men. She ended up marrying a dude at the base. So a woman, basically doing, I guess more than what like she's hunting. She's basically doing the inverse of what like I would want my woman to do inshallah in the future, right? And it's like I don't want my woman to be hunting for me. That's not how I want to see that. Like, and it's like, so it goes to show that women aren't the hunters and men are. So like if men are the hunters and whatnot, men largely are going to be the ones who seek derive a benefit from acquiring the catch, whatever that catch is, right? Women don't typically operate in that manner, and like historically. So like in order to be to keep our species alive, women are not generally like that. But the women that we see that are like that, in our lifestyle, like in the West, right, in America, right, they're operating with a mindset that is due to the inversion that we're seeing. So that's why you're seeing such confusion, right? I think that women cheat less than men because they have less to gain from doing so. Um, yeah.
I couldn't agree with that as
They're doing
well.
it anyway.
No, yes, they are doing it, Mr. Panderson, yes, but I don't think that they're doing it more than men. And I say that because, like I said, I think men do it more for sport, and men Kevin used to say there's nothing like new booty. God, I'm not going to use the word that he actually used, but he said there's nothing like new booty. I just leave it there. And when he said that, it made me think about something because a lot of people say, well, if you have a beautiful wife at home, you have a beautiful family life, whatever have you, why would you need another mistress? Why would you need a mistress? Why would you need a second wife? And then Kevin Samuels said, there's nothing like new booty. And for women, we don't tend to think that way. We tend to think more like, I will be here for you. I'll be faithful. I'll be subservient to you as long as you're providing for me and taking care of me, and I'm nurtured, that you're giving me everything that I need. But typically, when women cheat, it's because they're hurt, they're abandoned, maybe emotionally, maybe physically, maybe what have you, or they're just tired of you and they're ready to break up anyway. They've actually already mentally left the relationship a long time ago. So,
I've seen other cheating. I've seen just greed cheat. Like, well, I already got practical absolutes. He's a simp. He's paying for. He's going to be there anyway. So, but Raw Dog Ronnie is the man. You know,
Like that's
the
what I
ones he
was.
really wants is Raw Dog Ronnie.
I was actually gonna say that too. Because
He'll deal
if a
with
woman,
him because
if a
he'll
why
cut
would
woman
the
you
don't,
say
grass.
that?
She'll deal with
Why would
practical.
you say that?
He'll deal with him. He's nice. He's cool. I mean, he'll help watch the kids and he helped me fix the car and all. But but Raw Dog Ronnie said he's gonna change. He's gonna stop doing what I'm telling you.
Hey, what he's saying is factual, like based off of the great inversions. What I'm saying, like, see, this is consequence. This is the consequence of what we're seeing in America. Like, there's a lot of women who think that way in Memphis, Tennessee, right now. That's 100% fact. Honestly, it's sad truth. Yeah.
Yeah, JC in the chat, even in Spanish. Ya tú sabes, mucho chapiano las mujeres.
Okay,
see,
what are you talking about? Are
Choppy
we starting to
choppy.
speak Spanish?
Yeah, choppy choppy is like the woman getting over on a dude, scamming him out of something. Even
That
overseas. There's women who
that's
are
a
married.
saying?
Yeah, in Dominican Republic. They got a man, uh, what is it? They'll have American man, oh, I love you so much, because he ain't never seen some of them beautiful women down there. Um, he comes like fresh meat down to DR to visit, goes in a tourist area where they speak chopped
Oh,
English, falls in
oh,
love, sending money. Oh, I'll send you money, baby. Here's 100, here's 200, here's 300, baby. That's big money over there.
yeah.
Then 6 weeks later, E. Williamson goes down there to travel. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Then she really got a Dominican husband or boyfriend. That's what she really into. But all these dudes
bruh,
spending money rotate. I'm just saying.
I want to bring up something
There's
with you guys.
international. This even goes cross international lines.
I want to bring up something with you guys. Can you hear me well?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Here's my other stat that I want to give you that I just pulled up and I want to share with you. And this one is saying that on the dating app Tinder, the top 80% of women only like the top 20% of men based on attractiveness. The next one is more than 80% of men are rated as below average by women because women tend to be very hard on men when it comes to their looks. Um, the number of sexless men has recently tripled from 2008 to 2020. So the
Oh, go ahead.
amount of men who are still virgin at the age of 30 has tripled. The amount of women who the 80% of women look for 20% of men. We already kind of knew that. And more than 80% of men are rated as below average by women. What do you think about these things?
Yeah, somebody else can go first.
okay. Go ahead, practical.
I mean, okay. So, like, oh, man, like, okay, so I mean, I don't have any of those apps and whatnot. Don't have those. Never did. Never want to. I'm actually like the individual, the women that I actually end up ever end up having sex with in my past and whatnot. I met them in person. Actually talked to them, had discussions with them, and spoke with them and whatnot. But but yeah, like, see, uh, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, I've experienced some stuff from my own, like, for example, at FAMU, right? Okay, like, I don't look like everybody else, quote unquote. And I've been told by some people that I look decent. I look kind of good, right? Like
Okay.
stuff like that. And it's been situations where like basically I have friends that basically wanted to be my friend just because I was able to bring attention. It would be situations where like I'll be in a party setting, there'll be nobody there, like nobody in that area. But then when I get right there and I stand there and loiter for a little bit, women start piling up and then it start getting crowded. And it could be the library, it could be the club, it could be the Starbucks area. It just I don't know. I see that
So
there's a bottleneck
can
when
I
it
ask
comes
you a
to
question?
attractiveness.
Can I ask you a question? So, are you saying that out of your friend group, that you are the most attractive out of your friend group, and that's why they want to keep you around because you are like the girl magnet, that girls will tend to come to you more than your friends, and this is why they're inviting you out? Is that what you're saying? More or less?
Yeah, yeah. So I've seen that a lot personally from my, particularly in college, and then considering that like I didn't really fit in a lot of other stuff like in terms of perspective, outlook, and the way how I just operate in life, I ended up being not a viable, like people started only liking me for very few things when I'm, because I didn't really have the package of being a like uh fully inclusive, right? Like just use case basically. Like okay, so like Gaddafi, he could probably bring some females over. Just bring them over. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. You know what I mean? But if I start talking that smart stuff, people ain't trying to hear that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Basically, for example.
can I say that I think women are more attracted to intelligence than men think? But go ahead, Mr. Panderson.
Hmm.
I think they're more. Well, I ain't gonna say that. The 20% and 80%. I'll say this. I actually got it from Greg Adams, which I'm not really into super red pill stuff, but he was saying, as technology and a lot of stuff then changed, it changed a lot of women. Of course, there's less fathers, so the expectations of a woman of what they think they can actually get is insane. They don't understand the fake attention. For example, a couple weeks ago, was a girl I was gonna meet until she said something stupid. She was 26, looked good, had a nice feminine voice. It was from a dating app. Everything was cool. She said she had 19. She just joined in a week and got 1,930 something messages. That's fake. Come on. But 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when I was in Houston, when there was other dating sites, it used to be fair. But what happens? More access to social media. When I was 16, a girl's access to men was the dudes at her school, or maybe they can go to a football or basketball game and meet men from another school. They'd have to have a car to be able to get to her. So those are the options. Now with social media, they could be 14 and got access to anybody who can get within an hour and catch you when the parents ain't home. By the time they're 18, they can get flown out all across the country. They didn't have that access to that many men back in the day. And with less fathers and less structure, a lot of them are taking more of these options. So a lot of women are taking fake options because Practical Absolute, he's rich. So he flew her all the way out to Memphis. She lives in Arizona, in a small town.
Memphis.
He flew her out to Memphis.
Not again with the Memphis,
Yeah,
please.
he flew her out to Memphis, wore her out that weekend. Then he sent her in an Uber back to the streets. E. Williamson saw her in the streets crying. Oh my God, men ain't nothing. He sent and he pandered.
Hey
It's
man,
like,
I'm
oh
I'm
baby,
I'm I'm done with you, man.
he's like, baby, you don't have to take this. Let me show you the way. And he spit some monstrous game on her. Then he wore her
Not
out,
monsters.
sent her to me.
No,
I was like, I'm not interested. But I got this friend named Raw Dog Ronnie up the street.
no. Somebody else talk, please, Mr. Williamson. Please say something different. Please,
No,
somebody
here's the
cut him
thing.
off.
This is 17, 18, 19 years old. They can do all this, and her parents still think she's visiting her friend. They got access to this many men. Then go home on Monday, covered up like nothing happened. That's 18 years old. They couldn't do that 20 years ago. So now they really think that because Practical Absolutes, because he's rich, now they think that they can go get this rich man, and that's their new standard when they go back home. So that's why they're only looking at the top 10% men. They think they can really get them.
Can we say that the dating market has been conflated improperly now, that us as women, we feel that we have so many options now because we have access to so many people, that we think, oh, like I can have this person, I can have this person, I can have that person. When in reality, we all know that yes, you can have access to that person, you can have a night with that person, but it doesn't mean he's going to marry you or take you seriously as family.
Well,
Mr. Definite G, your internet is really bad, and I don't think that your bandwidth is going to survive coming up.
oh, one more thing, then I'll pass
Yes.
the mic.
Yes.
Women don't know about the options that they don't have. They don't know. They don't know that they walk past Practical Absolutes. He's rich. He can get any woman he wants. And because she's 378 pounds, he didn't even see her. He did a spin move to get around. It took him 5 minutes to get around, but he got around it to get to that slim trim thing.
Oh my god!
But they don't know that there's men that actually see him as invisible, and they don't have a shot, and won't. They only base all men on the men that they talk to.
Mr. Panderson.
They don't know that there's men that see him and like, no, they don't know.
Okay,
This man is
Mr.
wild. He needs to be
Williamson.
stopped.
Mr. Williamson, do you have anything on those things that I gave you guys? The here, 1 second. That 80% of women go for 20% of men. That 80% of men are ranked as below average in looks by women, and that the number of sexless men has recently tripled since 2008. What do you think about those stats?
I think it might be true in terms of the looks aspect, the rating, but that doesn't really matter because women, that's their eyes saying things, but what really attract them is more of your confidence and what you can provide for them. So that will require conversation. So if you are able to talk with a woman, so your look doesn't really matter if you can provide and you can talk to them properly, because that's how you really get a woman, by communicating to them. Like homeboy said, scam like we said, you speak a little game to them, what they really want to hear at the time.
Mm-hmm. And you got her.
You got her.
Yeah, I think that the men, if you get in the
And
woman's
then she's
mind,
gonna be
Emotional
finished
intelligence.
with it after you're done, and then she's gonna cry in bed with you like, how did this happen?
how did this happen?
What?
He said she's gonna cry and say, "How did this happen?"
Yeah, I don't know why I let you to talk me into doing this. You're not my
Wait,
type.
That's not good, Mr.
wait,
Williams.
that don't sound good at all. That sounds very
not
He
bad.
doing
good.
that.
I know.
He,
Sounds
he,
very
he does
bad.
it.
You don't want a woman crying in
Oh
bed for that.
man.
Carly, can I get it? Can you give me a wave, girl?
Hey,
Thank
Williamson,
you.
did you Uber these women back to the streets?
Um,
Yes, he did. Guilty.
Yeah, he paused a little too long.
I'm a
That sounds
married
like a
man,
yes.
so no.
How you doing, Carly?
Anyway,
Hey
what's
guys,
up,
so can I get?
everybody?
Hey, can I get
Yo.
Hello,
Mr.
KJC.
JC? Can I get Mr.
Hey,
JC in? Mr. JC, what do you have on this?
hey, I would say I believe the reason why those statistics, especially the one where I think you said that 80% of women find majority of men what unattractive, you said. I would say it's because the majority of those women overvalue themselves. I think they have a very unrealistic value on themselves where you see a lot of these, if you want to rate them from 1 through 10, a lot of these threes thinking that they're actually eights or nines and so forth. So and I think is just based off, a lot of things that they see, on social media, all these filters. And I mean, you can do a lot with makeup, to be honest. So I think they just overvalue themselves, so they don't really give credit is actually due for the men. So it's that's my point on that. I think also standards were a little bit different many years ago, about 10 years ago. I would even go back to say 20 years ago. Standards are different. Parents were more stricter with the daughters and the kids in general, and now is just becoming everything just too liberal. So because even back then we had social media, right? I mean, social media was a little bit different. I would say social media back then was more like AOL chat rooms,
Mm.
MySpace, right? I think that was just the beginning of the evolution of social media.
So,
Um,
oh, go ahead.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Go ahead, Amir. Go ahead.
I
Don't
was going
forget
to
your
argue,
woman's
like add
name.
on to your point that you're right that I do believe that social media is one of the main culprits of the delusion of the conflation, the over. I want to say the overconfidence. That's not even a real word, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Like women who believe that they're here when they're actually here and trying to accept nothing but the man that is up there. And you never reach him. So you end up single until you're 40 And then you're looking around like, okay, I'll accept anything now. But at that time, even the average man doesn't want you, because it's like, okay, so you just sat around. I'm just your last option. So why would I want to take you if you see me as your last option? So
Yeah, you see that too. Even it's funny that you say that because I saw that in high school, right? So
mhm.
you will have the popular chicks, the one that every guy's after, but then she goes for the bad guy, right? And she gives no attention to the nerdy nerd, but then all of a sudden, once, college hits, the nerd graduates, he's successful, he's matured, he starts becoming better looking now. And now the popular chick in high school, she
She's
doesn't
fat.
have, yeah, she's fat.
Hmm.
Exactly. She's
Yeah.
fat, she's unattractive.
Look at Mr.
And
Panderson.
yeah,
Mr.
you
Panderson.
know, so you see that. I mean, I saw that a lot. Here in Miami in high school. Um, it was crazy. It's just crazy how everything just switches up. So then she's trying to get the nerd that she rejected in high school, but he's like, "Whoa, what happened to you?"
Well, Gio says we're not going to dinner on the first date anyway. So what are you doing on the first date? Bungee jumping? Walking in the park? Walking your dog?
If you want to call it bungee jumping, then
Oh my God, Mr. Panderson, please, can somebody please talk? Please, someone else speak.
Ah,
Oh
got
my
him.
gosh, I am so
Hey,
sorry
this
about this.
man must be stopped. What's this man got going on, man?
Carly,
Talk about renting
hello,
a bounce
darling. How are
house.
you? Carly, please bring some common sense here. Bring some
yeah, Carly, I'm
civility.
innocent. These dudes over on this chat are wild. I'm trying to calm these dudes down.
Right, Mr. Panderson. Carly, please. How are you?
I don't know. I I'm okay.
She says she doesn't even know.
Um,
Carly, what do you think about women seeing the majority of men as unattractive? Do you see the majority of men as unattractive? Do you only look for the top 20% of men when you're dating? If you are dating, I'm not sure if you are, if you're not. And yeah, what are your views?
okay, I'm married, but when I wasn't, um, I didn't think it was necessary to judge a man off of how he looked. I thought it was, I don't know, I thought that aspect of it was superficial because I thought about, I wanted a man who was right in the heart, I guess you would say. And judging off the looks for me is masculine. I
Can't hear you.
I mean, she's getting off.
Charlie,
Our internet or our
I think
microphone,
your
one of the
internet or
two.
your microphone is. Everybody's internet is really bad today. I don't know why. It's just a bad internet day for everybody. I don't know what's going on. Carly, maybe you need to move over in a different area in your home. Hi, Definite G and Massive Don. Massive Don, are you the one in the chat known as Massive Gamer? Is that you? Hello, Massive Don. Can you hear me?
I think.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I hear you now. Okay.
All right.
Are you Massive Gamer in the chat?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. So are you here to defend yourself for what you said earlier?
Yes, I'm here to defend myself. Okay.
What did he
Let's hear
say?
it.
I did not say that the guy should not pay for the first date. I'm just saying that if we're gonna go on a second date, we're gonna go on a second date or a third date or maybe a fourth date or whatever. If you don't have any sexual attraction to me, why would you go on a second or even more dates with me? So when I said discuss it, I didn't say demand it, say, oh, I invested this money within you, so you owe me this. I said simply have the discussion beforehand. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? This how I roll, second day, third day. Are you down with this? If you're not, we can still go on the date. If you want to do it, we can still go on the date. But after that, I'm gonna have to move on.
Mr. Massive Don, I have to call you out on this. You did use the word demand.
I saw the word
You put it
demand.
in bold letters. You said
Well, I didn't.
demand.
I meant by demand. I do have a tendency to use words that are in the stream, but I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it in the way of just declare like, oh, you owe me. What I mean is that talk about it. If she down with it, she down with it. She not, she not. Now, am I saying that women are what is it? What y'all were trying to suggest? I was saying that you only date women just for sex. No, but if it's a second or third date, there should be a sexual attraction there, because if you go from the second date up to however many dates and it don't work out, is she going to reimburse your money and your time that you spent with her?
May I ask you a question? Do
Can
you
we
think
take
that
it to
it's
court?
possible? Let me ask you one question. Do you think that it's possible that the woman can actually start to like you after? Wait, did I miss something? Why is everyone laughing? Did Mr. Penderson say something again?
I say
Don't.
I say we take it to court. I'll be your defense.
Is it possible that the
Free of
woman
charge.
can actually start liking the guy after maybe 2 dates? That the attraction actually begins to build and things change? Does it have to be that on the first date she's going to decide that on the third date specifically that she's going to be intimate with
Yeah,
you?
that sounds too callous, too cold, and too transactional. Like literally, like I don't see how you can get the most out of a transaction. I mean, most out of a dealing with anybody, just like being so, like this. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, practical absolute.
especially with a relationship, like dealing with a woman. I don't understand how you can do that. I
Practical
mean,
absolutes. You don't understand. My client took out his personal time. He took out some of his money. He took about 37 minutes listening to her talk about her dog and a cat at the table. And even court costs are going to cost, and even my legal fees. We demand a refund. You want to settle this outside of court, sir?
Can she make
How do you
payments on
plead?
it, sir? Can she make payments?
Now, I demand she either coughs up 2 gallons of booty or she reimburse him
wait, 2 gallons. Wait, what
2
is it?
gallons.
How do you?
Okay. It's because y'all trying to miss me.
Bro,
What is
Are,
going on?
But hey,
are
but
y'all
going
aware of
back
the
to that though, I would say that
This man
why
said
would the
gallons.
man? I mean, what? I mean, I think sometimes we make these things a little bit overly complicated because I mean, as a guy, right, you're taking a girl out on a date or whatnot, you should already know from the get within the first maybe 5-10 minutes that if she's digging you or not, right? I mean, there's some clues, there's some little signs that the female will show you and whatnot, depending how she'll laugh, depending how she'll flip her hair, depending how if she's touchy, with you or whatever, But like, you should already know within the first 10 minutes if she's feeling you or not. If you know that, then if you know that she's not feeling you, then why continue with? Right? Because we like to put the blame on the woman and say, "Oh no, but she's stringing me along." Well, no, I think that you're just being, not putting your social clues, to work, and you're trying to be in denial, and hopefully that she's gonna give it to you when you should actually be like, you know what, I'm not gonna entertain this anymore. And want to keep it
Objection,
moving.
Your Honor.
well,
Objection, Your Honor.
okay. So if I
Oh
may
my
interject,
God.
I'm not saying, okay, you're not feeling me on the second. If you're not feeling me on the first date, no, I'm not asking you out for a second date. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of people out there who ain't, I don't want to say game, but ain't hip to the game. And a lot of people out there that don't pick up on these type of cues. So I'm just trying, I'm not trying to use this or my person. I'm just trying to come on their behalf to explain how just as the ones who they didn't pick up on the cues are in the wrong, the men who didn't pick up on the cues are in wrong, the women who still yet string these guys along are also in the wrong. Because a
agree.
lot of what I'm saying is just pragmatism. Because a lot of what I'm saying, I might be wrong. I will confess. I might be wrong. I might be callous. I do tend to be more of a logician when it comes to things. I don't factor in, all the motions and social stuff and stuff like that. I
Well,
understand
it's
that.
a dance, Mr. Don. It's a dance.
You're
And it's
supposed to
like,
let
it's
your
not,
attorney speak for you.
oh my
I
God,
was about
Yeah,
to
Mr.
I
close
get
the
that,
deal.
but I'm not
Hearsay.
speaking from my personal experiences. I'm just making a
The
case
thing
on
is,
behalf
like,
of
most
the
dudes don't
guys.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
But do
Come
but
on,
do
continue.
first
but do they
witnesses,
though?
fam.
But do they?
Raw dog Ronnie.
They
One
don't.
mic, guys. One mic, please. One mic at a time.
I was gonna say, but do they really? Are they really
No,
not
they don't.
aware? You think?
Most dudes, like,
I'm sorry, I missed
especially
Chris. You
dudes in
said
my
what?
generation, they don't know. JC, yeah, like,
Yeah.
that's the issue. Like, most dudes cannot pick up on that. Like, they look for the obvious ones, but women have picked up on, the obvious cues, and now they're using either more covert means to, try to express what they really want, even especially if they're trying to just get a free meal out of a dude. So most dudes can't pick up on female attraction cues. They can't. Like, most dudes can't.
Okay, can I say something real quick?
Yes, Mr. Williamson.
Okay, why are we dating to have sex? I mean, most women that's gonna sleep with you, they don't need a date. Most women that's gonna sleep with you don't need a date. So
They need an
I
But it,
said,
interaction, huh?
you hold on.
but it,
As a man, you vet her before you even take her on the first date. You vet her because if you're taking her on a date, you saying you I'm going to start investing in you to be my future. That's what a date is really supposed to be. So let's not just if you take a girl out without really properly getting to know her in the first place and then spend money on her, it's your fault. It's not hers.
I
So I don't want to hear nothing
I,
about
I,
her going on a date with me and then give nothing up. No.
Did she sign a contract?
okay,
If
Is she
she
I
does,
paperwork?
get what you're trying to say.
She's on a
I
leasing
do
trying to build
agreement,
understand what
evidence
you're
for the
trying to say.
court.
a
But
choppy contract.
I
just
get
don't
what you're
take them
trying
out
to
on a
say.
date. Don't take her on a date.
I,
You got a
I get
phone,
what you're
you
trying to
can
say.
talk to her, you can text her, you can sweet talk her through your phone, sweet talk her through your text. So by the time you're ready, you don't even have to go to dinner. She say, come over. Or you say you come over, I Uber you
Hmm.
over. I'm
And you
just
gotta have
saying,
a
if you
million
want
dollar
booty,
mouthpiece
just
for
do it
that.
like that.
I
Huh?
understand what you're trying to say. But again, most people, especially, I'm not trying to sound like a
Hmm.
generationalist and nothing like that. I think that stuff is buffoonery. But most people in this generation, I guess you can say they're, I don't want to say awkward, but I really ain't got another term for it. But
I
they
agree with
don't
that.
pick up on the cues. I'm not
That's
saying don't hold the guy responsible. Again, if
Yeah.
she wasn't feeling you the first date, don't try to make her love you on the second day or third day, what this and what not. You know what I'm saying? They gonna show cues. I know that. I know that. But I'm just saying there are so many people, a large majority out there, that if you go through the woman's phone, they saved under coffee, meal, all this. And I'm just saying, if you knew the intention wasn't there, if there wasn't any, okay, let's just take just sexual attraction out. If you knew there was no intention of you building anything with this guy, why are you stringing him along?
Free
Because
Free
attention,
I
free
food,
remember,
resource.
Wait, if I can real quick,
why
right?
you there?
It's
free
something you
food,
had said,
attention.
You
right?
getting
It's
something
something
from
exactly.
you
her
had
So
too.
said,
Guys,
I'm
one
just
moment, one
Master
saying.
moment.
Don.
Mr. Don, I want to get practical to speak just for a second. He's trying to say something. Mr. Practical.
Thank
Okay,
you, I
man.
appreciate it. Master Don, you had said something about going through a woman's phone, right? Okay, so like, and
And don't
you
take
brought
it
it
to
up
the
to like,
extreme. I was just using it as an
I know
example.
I won't. I
Oh,
just brought
okay.
it because you brought it up to validate your claim. It's like the way how I see it is that if you even feel the desire to have to go through a woman's phone, you probably shouldn't be dealing with her because it's like I don't know, like I really don't see how having a mindset that denotes a level of insecurity and whatnot will be strong in the face of this, right? But maybe I'm just talking too much, right?
Does Mr. Don want to respond to that?
Yeah. I look. I've heard from both. I heard for everybody on the panel. I get that. I might be wrong. I might be callous, but that's just how I see things. I haven't well, I ain't gonna lie and say I haven't had any. What is it called? Any that disagree with that, but we ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We talk about that. But I'm just saying, just like there's a woman out there that wants to wait 10 dates before she wants to pit or whatever, this and that. There are women out there who, if you just come to them and be clear and transparent, they'll understand your cause. That's all I'm saying.
Would you say that these guys that don't have the social awareness and that are pretty much awkward? Because I would that's kind of the term that I would describe some of these guys. This generation is just a little bit awkward. That they miss these social cues because they're not even trying
They're
to get
not
sex on
used.
the date, but they're trying to find that love aspect. Because the ones that are actually trying to go on a date with these females to force sex are the ones I believe that can pick up on these cues, right? That can try to
Yeah.
finesse these females.
I want to ask you guys a question,
Yes,
please. I
but
want to ask. I want to ask you guys just really quickly. When we're talking about Mr. Don's way versus the panel's way, is it not possible that a man could, we call it like serenading, like making a woman fall for you, kind of winning her heart and so on and so forth, winning, getting into her mind and so on and so. This is a process. It could be a process. And do you guys think that you have to have those cues on the first date? If you don't have those cues, then you're not going to continue. My thing is, whatever happened to men actually trying to woo a woman or to get into her mind? Is that not possible?
It's possible.
Well, the thing is,
it's
yeah, the thing
possible.
is, it's more that women have taken advantage of that. You know, women have
Yes.
using, yeah, women have used that to get, again, free food, free money, a lot of that stuff to not necessarily actually be into the dude, but actually exploit him and, steal from him. So it's kind of that, like seeing those cues from a woman will actually make the process a lot more, used to say, a lot more easier when it comes to identifying if she's actually into you or not. So so yeah, it's actually way more apparent, especially today, for a man to pick that up. But most dudes aren't willing to go through all of that, understanding and going through to just to pick the situation apart to see if it's real or not. So that's the big issue here, especially with my generation.
I would say,
Yeah.
like, because you going on that date, your intention is not pure towards her. Because if your intention is pure towards her, you will not be requesting taking out a date with the outcome of having sex with her. So her intention going out on a date with you is not pure also. So you both of you are in this or coming in this already wrong already. She's smarter than you at this point. So why are you getting mad? If you want to continue dating her, I mean, won't you be happy that she's leaving you after taking your money lunch instead of getting with you, getting married to you, and then divorcing you and whatever happened? God forbid you have kids with her and now you stuck with her.
Wait, how did you
So
get from dating
Wait,
to
what
Yes,
do
sir.
you?
marriage? How did
But
Yeah,
what?
what
but
are you
hold on,
getting
wait, hold
at?
on, wait.
I'm saying,
Yeah, what are you
I
getting at?
just
Yeah.
is it not better
hold on, wait.
to
Let me.
leave it out on a date?
I get what
Because
he's
you
saying.
dating is getting to know somebody, right? So if you go on a date, is you supposed to get to know her, right? So if your intention is sex and her intention is to take you for, for the dinner, her come first. So she get her so she can leave. You can't be mad because your intention was for sex. Her intention was food. She got her food. You can't be mad.
Yes, I understand
So
that, and at that point, you got to charge it to the game, which I would charge to the game. Because look,
yeah.
I was in a weird purgatory. I would say I was with the nerds, the bands, all that with the cool kids, this and that. I've seen how the nerds and the people that probably were the most sought at or the most successful in the game, how badly they would get treated and how they would get strong alone. So I'm not saying, I'm not trying to base on my personal experiences, even though I have one time I will admit I have experienced it. I'm not basing all entirely on my personal experiences. I am just speaking on the behalf of what has happened to many of people and a possible solution for what will solve it. I don't know if it will solve it until we start putting it in effect and motion. I might be wrong, but you know what I'm saying? You can't knock it unless you try it. And to be honest, me being more transparent with women has resulted in me being more successful with them.
Okay.
Take it as you will.
I
I got
wanna
a
say
question.
it from a
Go
woman's
ahead.
point of view. From a woman's point of view, my husband, when he took me on our first date, if he would have taken me on a date to some just random place that wasn't really that nice, that there was no thought put into it, he didn't actually
Oh
get
no.
ready and actually, be well perfumed. I'm sorry, well cologned, and give me a reason to dress up. I probably would have felt different about him. I'm just serious, being honest. At the first impression, you only get one chance to have your first impression. So, him taking me out
But
on that
Amira,
5-star date was, the beginning.
but
I want to know
Amira,
how this
you're a
demand.
I
millionaire.
understand.
That's a difference.
Look,
No,
You
but I
come
mean,
from
even
I
money.
if there are situations where where the man doesn't want to put in effort. That's all I'm saying. Whether you're a millionaire or
yeah,
not, it's the effort
Amira,
that counts to me.
can
Yeah.
I ask you a question,
Yeah,
Amira?
yeah, it's
yeah,
the
yeah. The
effort. You know
standards
what I'm
are
saying?
different, but it is
Yeah.
the effort. Yeah, you're right.
Can I ask you a
I ain't
question,
saying
Amira?
take it to
Sure.
I ain't
I
saying
think
take it
somebody
to a
said they
burger
wanted to ask a
shop or something,
question.
bro, but you know what I'm saying? Take her
Yeah.
somewhere nice.
I want to hear how this demand. You said you were going to demand the buns. I want to hear what
He's
this demanding
Not
he
not
comes from.
cleared it up. He cleared that up
not
already
not
in the
not
No, I
in
want
beginning.
to
the
hear this
form of a
demand. I
declaration,
want to hear
bro.
it.
It's not like that, bro.
Pretend
It's
Amir is
not
the
like
woman.
that.
Pretend Amir is the woman, and she owes you $2. Let's hear this demand. I want to hear it.
Amira,
See, a mirror. Let's see. How would I say this? How would I say this? You know what I'm
okay.
saying? We're going to
This
first
man came
date,
through with it.
second date. No, no, no. Going first date. I got to think it through. Going first date, second date. You know what I'm saying? Pit out there. You know what I'm saying? Make signs, hint at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit closer. You get to the third date. You know what I'm saying? Before it goes out, say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to say it exactly. You know what I'm saying? Different people. It's a different way you approach people for things, but
You said
you know what
demand.
I'm saying? Just calmly, you know what I'm saying? Not in a, I would say, a creepy, demanding, bitter way. Say, you know what I'm saying? Usually on the
Don't
third
backpedal
date.
now.
I'm
That's
not.
not
I'm
demanding.
just saying
I
because
think
Amira, can
y'all
I ask
put
you
yeah,
a
me on the
this
question?
is
spot,
Doesn't
bro, and
level.
sound
I'm trying not to
demanding.
sound awkward to you. Bro. It's
It's
awkward, bro.
already sounding
You
awkward.
said demand. When you
I know
demand,
it.
you're supposed to come with it. You're supposed to go to you and look at. Come here.
I mean,
Man, look, just say
You
I have some
scorpion with
attention.
it.
I paid for that date.
Simple,
uh,
simple
You're a
sentence. I
$2
got some
fool.
attention with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I expect something after this. If not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go ahead and do it, but announce it. Make sure that you know your intention. That's all I'm saying. Be transparent,
Um,
bro.
can I ask you
yeah,
guys a question? If you guys the how quickly you have sex in a relationship, does that determine the success of the overall relationship? Like, if you wait longer, do you think that the relationship will last longer, or do you think that if you have a sex on the first date, that is going to end quickly?
I think it's
No,
I
no,
think
I
it's
think
not
it just
no.
necessarily
depends.
either per se, right? Like
Yeah.
okay, so all right, so like there's one female who I end up saying I had loved before, and only one female can ever say that I had said that to her and whatnot. And when I had we finally did have sex, it was like the fifth day or the sixth day. I was dealing with her and stuff, and I mean it could have been sooner. It's just that the way how it was, what made our dealings so genuine and lasting so long is that whenever it was before the fifth day, like it was times where we could have, but it was like it wasn't like lined up right, so it was like something off, so we didn't, and then we went somewhere. Like I went to, like I remember going to shopping with her on different occasions, just different stuff, just like going out throughout the day and just spending the day with her and whatnot, and it was just many occasions where, like I said, sex could have happened, but it didn't, and then the time when it did, it ended up making it such that it was the longest relationship I ever had, and it was the only girl I said I loved. So
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and I wanted to touch on what he said as well. It's really more the mentality and the intentions of both the men and the woman that will determine how long the relationship will last. Because when women have sex with a lot of dudes, that will start to mess with her head a bit, well, a lot. But if a man, and if she's not really intended onto marriage, then that will determine how long the relationship will last. And also with the man's side, it doesn't really affect him that much. It does, but not at the same way as the woman. But if his intention is just sex, or if his intention is marriage, that will determine also if the relationship will last long or not. So it's really comes down to like their mental state at that point, and also what they really want out of that, interaction. So yeah.
Yeah, because
That's understandable.
I don't believe it will last long because I'm hearing people talk about it in past tense, right?
Wait, which way, Mr. Williamson? Which way won't last long? Having
Quick,
sex in early or later?
having sex quickly.
I disagree.
Okay. Are you
Mr.
with the person
Anderson.
that you had sex with quickly?
My experience is that it was early, and at the end of the day, they gave me something that I wanted. Why would I just disappear? But the
You
ones that
stick
are playing,
around to get more, but it's not a long term stuff.
how you gonna tell me, man?
Are you married? Are you married to them?
Nah, but it ain't
Okay.
got nothing to do with that.
That
But dated long term, and yeah, did it early. Then there's ones that played booty holdout. Man,
okay.
anybody trying to play them games? Because
Okay.
Raw Dog Ronnie is either she's gonna trap you in a sexist marriage by weaponizing the vagina on you. Raw Dog Ronnie's still hitting it, or she doesn't like you. It's one of those three, 90-something% of the time.
Okay.
And if you
Here's my
believe
thing.
women when they say, "Well, I'm just waiting for the special moment," and I don't. I can count the guys I had sex with on one hand. Yeah, you got a lot of fingers. Ain't
I'm
nobody
just
trying to
saying,
get
my
up no
brother.
more. They be lying. And if you fall for it, raw dog running is gonna bang the woman of your dreams.
I'm just saying, bro.
They be capping.
Because men will stick around with a woman so far as they're getting that sex from her.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
me and
mean that
Fresh
they
Dog
want to
Salute
see
did
it.
it last week. She just didn't tell you.
Like I said, you are hitting it, and if she give it up to you, most likely she's giving up to somebody else, like you said. So men will stay with her, continuing to smash that. Probably they smashing somebody else on the side too.
Most of them are getting smashed already. When they log off the chat, a lot of them are going straight to their phone and they're going to hit, hello? Yeah, what's good, baby?
So how is that a good thing though?
No, I'm talking about just most women in general.
But how is
Some
that
of
a
them are
good
at church,
thing?
some of them in the parking lot, some at the club. This is what they do.
Okay, but how is that a good thing?
No, I'm talking about being real, because the ones who are telling you, I'm not like that. I've only had sex 2 times in my life. I'm from England. They're lying. JC hit, that's why he's smiling. He knocked it down before he got married. They lying,
Okay.
bro.
Yeah, the
That's
question I
why
wanted
they
to
last
ask
on the
Ameera
panel, because
is
they hit it first. They about to dap each other. Yeah, man, it was some good stuff, wasn't it, man?
the thing I wanted to ask
They pulled the
Ameera
Ray
was
J. Hey, scam
Ameera,
lucky. They pulled the Ray J.
Pretty much. They lying.
Ameera, coming from the woman's side, would you say a man that knows what he wants before asking you out on a date is more attractive?
Ameera is no longer here. I am Heather. Hello, guys.
Okay,
Ameera has
Heather.
left the building.
Okay, Heather. Would you
No.
say, like, okay, for instance, your husband already vet you before he asked for your hand in marriage, right?
Right.
Okay, before you took you on that date, right?
Okay.
So you already know his intention towards you.
Yes.
Okay, so that
But
make that date a little more meaningful for you, right?
yes, that is true.
Okay,
That is
that's
true.
what I'm saying. Men need to vet if they are serious, unless you just want booty. And if all that you want, you should be mad because she just want that food. So you
But
can't be mad.
how they know that
Somebody got
men
messed
we're
up
born
audio.
knowing how to thing.
What is
How
going
to
on?
spot
Whose
that.
audio?
Who
Somebody
is
got
that?
robot audio.
Not
Is that
sure.
is
I
that
don't even know
definite
who's
G?
talking.
Is
Is
that
that
me?
G?
Is that
It's
me?
definite G.
You
Definite
guys hear
G.
me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear you
now I can
now.
hear you.
Yeah, we hear you now. Hey,
Okay.
Carly.
Well, yeah. So what I was saying is like, how are these men gonna know? Like, men are not born knowing how to deal with women. We have to start from ground zero. So
You
you're
need to
saying,
know where
oh,
you're
well,
going,
these
bro.
dudes have to vet.
But you need to be
How are they gonna do
ready.
that though?
You
Where are they
They're
need
gonna
to
learn
supposed
that
to
be
go through
from?
the family.
How are they
You're
gonna be
supposed
ready?
to.
okay. Here's my thing. You
Yeah,
need,
but
as a man,
most
you're supposed to
parents don't know how to teach that or don't want to,
bruh.
at least in
So
America.
okay, if you are that stage, then you can blame a woman for not sticking around with you.
You're not getting it, bro.
If you are already in that mindset that you don't know what you want as a man, you can't blame the woman for not sticking around with you and just having that date and being gone.
I agree. I
You
think the
That's a
man should
have
have
different
a
to.
topic.
plan.
That's a whole different thing. Yes, you be
How
the
is that
person you're
different?
supposed to be. Okay, you be the person you're supposed to be to attract a woman. Now, nobody walks out and meets one woman, one, and because you properly, I knew what I wanted when I was 18. I knew I was going to marry her in the ocean. So therefore, nobody else is hitting it to the first woman you walk up to. No, you got to go through the process.
You have to ask
Okay.
Some
JRD.
women be lying, some be capping, and some of them, Raw Dog Ronnie got them before you, and he's not giving them back. They belong to the streets, but they can
What
fight
is
tomorrow.
going on with this raw dog? Oh my God.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
What are you saying, Mr.
See, if
Anderson?
you
Yeah,
already
I get it.
own,
Yes,
if
being
you already,
purposeful
bro,
limit makes it better.
Who
But
okay,
is
a
if
lot
you
of
that?
these
already
women
know
people
what
already
you
are.
want, you won't waste second date on her. If you already know what you want,
It
and if
It,
you
doesn't
already know
matter.
what you
it
want,
It
doesn't matter. If she don't want you,
it doesn't
Raw
matter.
Dog Ronnie's getting
Mm-hmm.
them buns
but then
after
that's
your
it.
date.
As a
Yep.
man, you just cut your loss.
No, I'm
She
cool with
don't
that.
deserve you. I mean, you have to be on your own, like you know yourself where you want to go with your family. Then she just fall in line. But that's how you come correct with her. You can be, coming there just like
Mm-mm.
and then expect something from her. She wants security. What is it that you showing her on a date?
But
Then
It
still
He
doesn't
not.
will,
matter.
You're
okay,
Mr.
still.
Mr. Coleman. Mr.
I need to be
Coleman
faithful to you.
is HR. You got to contact him for that. But for the mod position, I'm sorry, guys. Can I get Carly? Can I get a woman to speak a little bit in here? Carly?
Okay, I tried to connect to my house internet here. Am I better? Do I sound better?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So if okay, I gotta ask some questions because if a man would prefer a woman who is less ran through, why do you want her to put out on a third date? If I'm putting out on a third date and I done been on 20 dates and I have to put out and not have to, but if I'm willing to, if I'm the type of woman that's willing to put out on a third date, what are you getting out of that? I don't understand.
You want the truth? The one who's saying, I don't get down until 6 months, 9 months, I got a 2-year rule. They're lying. 90% of the time, they don't like you. Raw Dog Ronnie is still hitting it. Or they're trying to weaponize the booty to keep you in a sexless marriage. 90-something% of the time. If they like you, they want to get bent over. Let's be real. Unless you're talking about a 23-year-old virgin, and they ain't virgin. Most of these women, they're not virgin. No,
But don't we want to encourage that? I'm just
but they're
saying.
not. Yeah, we'd love to encourage it, but they're not. They're going to do what they want to do. If you ride past Sleazy or the Stick It In Hotel up the block, there's going to be some chicks going in there, Raw Dog Ronnie, and they're getting Ubered back out to the street. That's what they're doing. They're not going to stop. Dry Meat Dan over there is mad. Why not me? But that's what they're doing. I didn't make the rules. But this is what they're doing. Definite G, am I
Okay, and
wrong? I
also,
got salutes. Am I wrong?
But going back
you said,
to
are you wrong?
Let
I
me
just want
let
to
me
know.
let
Let me
me
Um,
know
answer
more.
that question. I'm gonna
it's
answer
a
that.
lot of okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that question. Well, the thing is, the reason why it's the 3 days is that You don't have to sleep with every dude on a third date. It's only you choose to sleep with the dude that you actually are into. So it's not really that you have to give it up every third date. You can say no. It's just that you let the guy know. At least that's one of the biggest indicators to let him know that you're not that into him, is that you're not going to, sleep with him on that third date. So actually the power's in your hands, believe it or not. You get to decide who you're going to give the buns up to. So you don't have to sleep with every dude that you go on a date with on a third date. It's just the dudes you really are into and the dudes that you really want to create a long-term relationship with. So that's actually what that means. It's just to let the guy know up front that, okay, this girl is not trying to string me along. This girl is trying to actually being serious and actually wants to, establish something with me, and she actually likes me. So she gave it up on the third date. But for the dudes that you don't like, you just say no. So that's all it is. The power's in your hands.
But
Believe
how
it or
would the
not.
man know that she doesn't do that for everyone? That's the thing too, because it's like, yeah, she's did it for you, but doesn't mean that she's. That I don't know. I don't know. It's a risky game,
Yeah,
no matter what.
yeah, that kind of confused me a little bit when the manosphere kind of said that because like that was the thing that really kind of like was scratching my head that, okay, if a woman gave it up every third date that she went on, then she would be, kind of a little messed up. But at the same time, understanding that aspect that it's actually in her control that whoever she's going to actually have a long-term relationship with, that gives her the control and gives him the overt, indicator that, okay, this can move forward. So that's kind of the theory behind it. So yeah.
I honestly do
Okay.
not believe that the longer a woman holds out, that means that the relationship is going to be successful. I honestly am not of that belief. So this is not where I'm going at all. But I'm just wondering like how a man would know a woman's patterns. How can you tell if you're expecting her to be like how Mr. Don said, that kind of rigid, third date thing? Then what if every other man is expecting the same thing out of her and she's in a process of trying to find love? If that rule is there, then I don't know. I don't know.
It's a
I
scam.
think it's a sc-
Yeah,
I
scam.
I would say that I think men give too much power to sex. To be honest, instead of just going, they're going on dates and expecting these females to put out on the third date, when it, men shouldn't even be looking for. I mean, with I have different standards, I guess. The way that I see it is that if I'm gonna kick it with a shorty and we're vibing and we're doing all this dance, whatever, like giving off these good vibes and everything, I'm thinking, okay, is this gonna be a good mother to my children, right? And I think there's a certain way that females move that you can tell if they had experience and if they don't have experience, right? There's certain cues that you can look for, I think, and like I said, but this goes back to the man being experienced and actually seeing these cues to see if this woman is actually for the streets or she's actually a really, really good girl that she can actually, she can be potentially your future wife and also a future mother to your children, right? So it all depends. But I think we put too much power on sex. And I think that weakens a man because he goes off by his emotional desires instead of going off by his logic and his reason. And I think by that, their judgment gets clouded. So that's what I would say.
But Jesse, statistics shows that women want men to be more emotional in their emotions. So if there's maybe
No,
That's nonsense.
that's what
It's
they
not.
say, but they
Yeah.
don't know what they want. That's the
No.
thing. That's what they say, but they don't know what they want. So you
He
can't
was
go out
joking.
by what a
I think he
female
was
wants.
joking.
I'm just
Oh,
playing, bro. I'm
oh,
just
okay, okay. I was
playing.
about to say, I was like, bro.
I'm just playing, bro.
He was
They
trying
I was
to.
like, bro. I was like, hold up, time out, man.
they want
And on
men to be
top of
more
that, right?
emotional intelligent.
See, and then on top of that, right? There's a lot of peer-reviewed, scientific articles and journals that's been published that shows that people in general don't know what makes them happy, right? Consistently. And see, if you were to leave it up to one person to ask them what makes them happy and whatnot, they're not going to be able to give you a good answer, even though they think they can. They're not going to be able to give you a good answer, and
Precisely.
yeah, so
That's very true.
that's something to
Carly,
think
do you
about.
not know what you want because you're a woman?
Oh Lord,
Um, I don't know what I want to eat. I mean,
Well, that's where it starts. That's why men get irritated with us in the first place because they ask us what do we want to eat, and here we are. Well, what do you want to eat? Yeah, that's okay.
Hey,
So,
Carly, I got a
Carly, are
question.
you undecisive because you're a woman and you don't know what you want ever in your life?
um, because I'm a woman, that might play into it. But I think it's more me personally, not knowing what I want probably stems from not knowing how life works, like not having proper guidance.
Hey, Carly, I got a question for you. I'm sure you're younger than me, and you got friends, and you probably have friends, cousins, or whatever that are single. They're women. Because I know we're supposed to wait for the woman to be ready, 6 months, 9 years, maybe even 9 years, when she's ready, because we're supposed to be fully vet, and the oh so precious, beloved goods belong to her. Are these women really going out and getting stuck on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis? Let's be real.
Getting stuck where?
By Big Tony and Raw Dog Ronnie and Sam and Definite G, Practical Absolutes, and Ewit.
I thought you meant
Are they
stuck in
really virgins?
traffic. I'm thinking, oh my god.
Some of them actually might be getting stuck in traffic. I don't know.
Is this a code word for something else? Okay.
it's got to be. I don't know the
I'm,
code either. I don't know what's going on. like,
Mr.
like,
Peterson, please.
oh
Okay,
man,
so there are women who make the guy they really want wait while they are getting stuck in the background. I'm not saying that's
Thank
not a
you.
thing. I'm not saying that's not
Thank
a
you.
thing, but what I am saying is that, and I'm saying the whole dating thing, the whole dating thing, the way we date. I'm sorry, my dog is freaking out in the background. The whole dating thing needs to be thrown out the window.
It seems like
If
you have
you,
a dog problem. Seems like you have a bit of a dog problem. It's okay. I have
yeah,
some like Korean neighbors. They can really help you with that. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
And Carly, and for
hold
the
on,
chat, I'm not
let me
talking
have
about
it.
all women. I'm not talking all women, just so y'all can be clear.
What do you mean you're not talking all women, Mr. Panderson? Because every single time you say the women are getting stuck in traffic by every man, no matter what, and if she's waiting on you, that means she's doing it with someone else. You
Well,
assume the worst.
no,
You
I'm
assume the
assuming
worst
you
out of
meet
all of
this
us.
woman, you date her, it's assumed she's not a virgin. There's very few virgins out here. They're getting turned out 14, 15,
But
like
does that
very
mean that
young.
does it mean that she's a whore?
No, I
Because
didn't say
she's
that. No, I'm saying if they do what they do, it's whatever. I'm just saying this thing where they're saying, well, I'm holding out for the right person. They lying, man. 90% of that is some lying. They playing games.
so you think they're just
Women
saying
have
that
told me this.
to make you wait. So they're just saying that to you to get you to think that she's waiting, but she's actually
I learned this from women in my 20s because I fell for a whole bunch of scams. Then some women have told me, hey, bro, that ain't what it is.
so like,
Then unfortunately,
but
I've been on the other side of that. I've been the dude that some other dude is simping and, oh, baby, you're a mother queen goddess. And they're coming to see me. I've been on that side before.
Okay, so yeah, there
And they're
there are
telling me this
definitely
stuff.
there are women doing that, but what I'm like, but that's like you said yourself, it's not all women. So like me personally, when I was dating, I decided that I was not gonna say all men are trash, and that's putting okay, all women. I hear that the trash women that I'm talking to who have, and even if they're not trash women that you're talking to, their friends are all trash.
No, don't say they're
Um,
trash.
that is trash.
No, I won't say it's trash.
I would say that that is trash. That if you're getting banged out in the background while you're dating this other dude,
Oh, the background scamming, that's trash. But just have actively doing what they're doing, that's not trash. The ones who don't play fair with it and scam a dude talking about, oh, I'm gonna wait
But that's what we're
6
talking
months.
about. And
That's
what
the
I'm
cap.
saying is that
Oh, okay.
to date women based off of that premise is unfair.
This game ain't fair. Fair.
Okay. Well, with
Like I
that being
said,
said, I don't think the dating thing is a necessary part of life. I feel like you need
It's
to
not.
be in areas. You need to, it, like the, I don't know who was talking about it earlier, saying nobody taught me this. Nobody taught me. My parents didn't teach me nothing. You need to, and
I ain't
Anton
teach me
knows
nothing
this,
either.
you need to be in the places where the kind of people that you want to build with are going to be at. And that is where you will naturally gravitate to someone to build your life with. And then it wouldn't be no 3 dates. Then I smash. 2 years from now, we decide that nah, we won't even good for each other. We done wasted 2 years. No, you need to be in groups of people that you want to build with. And then when you're in that element, you're gonna find somebody that you naturally rock with, and then y'all connect. And y'all, it ain't gonna have to be the third date smash. It'll be we got married and now we in a covenant bond, and when we smash and she get pregnant, she don't have to be a single mom trying to stepdaddy up the next guy.
It sounds good, but church today is not what church was 20 years ago.
I'm not
this has
talking
nothing to
about
do
it
with
ain't
No,
gotta
I'm
church.
just
be
not,
church.
no, I'm just saying
Oh
if
my
church,
god.
I'm just using it as an example. Because they say, boy, you need to go over to the library, go to the church, my friend. The places and the people are not the same. And there's some super fraud going on out here. It's not that easy. Now I do
So
try to go to better places and talk to better women and be a better person myself. But
okay,
it just ain't
so
like that in these streets.
how do we blame the woman if their need is for security?
It's
Women's need is security, right?
it's
So
not
how do
about
we
their
blame
need.
them if
They're
you are
doing what they
saying
want
you
to
don't
do.
really have that because no one ever taught you, but you are coming at her and you say she's supposed to all of a sudden
Huh?
give up everything and be loyal and be with you, but you don't know what you really want.
What? I don't understand a word you just said.
You don't
Yeah, I'm
understand what I'm
confused
saying?
too.
Okay, I'm
Security
saying
and
is
look,
okay, if
women
you are
want what
not
they
right,
want.
if you don't know what exactly how to lead, because in order for you to approach a woman, you should be able to lead her to begin with. And if you are saying, I don't really have all this down, but
What are you
I'm
talking about? Have this down and leading? That's over there. I got no problem. I have a very comfortable space for a wife to come into. And and if you're talking serious talk, some stuff I'm up here clowning. Let's be real. You know me. But I have a good space for a wife to come into. But
okay.
at the end of the day, women make their decisions based on whatever they make their decisions on. Things are supposed to make sense, but it doesn't mean that they make sense.
What?
They're saying, I want a man 6 feet tall, abs, six pack. He got to. Okay, when the last time you been to the gym? Huh?
But
Where that at?
most
Oh
but
my
most
God, here we go with
women
the gym
but
again.
most
Or
women are with
no, or
men
you
that are
ask these
not
women,
that.
let me see your
So
cell phone. And the first numbers that come up, Raw Dog Ronnie, Big Tony, Practical
okay.
Absolutes. I'm
Okay.
saying it's
But
not
most
that easy
women
as
in a
you say, like this.
relationship are not with those men that are 6 foot tall, six pack, and six figures. Most women that are married are not with those men.
My
So
point
to
exactly.
say, hold on, to say women that's what they want, that's not what they want. They would just want security.
Well, what security do they got with
Mm,
Ike Turner
Wait,
and Joe
wait, wait.
Pesci?
How does security
They're
manifest,
saying
right?
that go based off of what they're saying they need and whatever. They're not doing, a lot of women are not doing things off of what they need. That's how they got all these
Women,
kids out
okay,
here. That's how
most
they're
women,
300 pounds. They're
okay,
not doing the stuff.
most women, what they really want is, okay, if I'm going in with this, if I'm gonna be with this guy, my future is secure. Whether we are gonna struggle to there, to make ends meet, as in, okay, most women don't want to be in a relationship where they're going to be struggling all the time, right? If that's the case, they just want to
I
be
don't
by
think any
themselves.
woman. I don't think any
Okay,
woman wants that.
okay.
Then why are they doing it?
So two, if they want emotional security, meaning if they are with you, you only your only main focus is to take care of her and whatever comes out, right? So you're gonna build with her. That's emotional
getting it.
security, right? What
This is you're
Mm,
not getting. What are okay? Here's a better question. What
Yeah.
are most women doing right now?
what are most women doing right now?
By their actions, what are they doing?
Okay, most women are doing what they're doing right now because most men don't actually
I'm
own their
done.
game.
I'm done.
No, bro, no, come on,
Most
man. You
men are
can't
not
be
where they're
doing
supposed
that.
to be, because if they're
Oh
where they're supposed to
gosh.
be, then they will come with the woman with a plan, right?
Are
And they
So
you?
will
Well,
most
not
no,
even
wait, no,
definitely
wait,
G,
hold on, hold
have
on, hold
at it.
on.
I'm done. Have at it.
Yeah, like, so you're saying that women they can't make their own decisions until a man motivates them or do it? Because last time I checked, they strong, independent, don't need no man. Like, what's going on with that?
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
That's
They will
exactly
always
what you're saying.
no. I'm saying they will always be in I'm strong, independent, don't need no man, because no man is offering them that.
E. Williams. Most women have a kid with another man and never married him. That was
Okay.
their
That's
choice.
not most women. Okay, that's
More
not.
than 50%. There's
In
more
what
women who are.
community? Which community is that?
You know the answer to that question.
That's why
Okay.
I say you can't say most women. Not
But
most
we
That's
can
women.
true.
also say
Can't say
that, but
most.
But it's still the numbers are going up in all communities of
but
ones that are doing this.
It's
when
Have
it
a
just
comes
kid
to
it's
with another
that,
crazy to
man.
me how lots of
Actions speak
dudes
louder
just
than words.
say, yeah, it's just I just get kind of just irritated how men say that women have no agency at all. That for
what do you
some
mean?
odd reason, because of what men are doing, it's the reason why women are doing the things that they do. Okay, to a degree, you're correct, but women can make their own decisions, and they do it, especially today, free, willy nilly, and unabashed. Like they don't care now.
Okay.
So
Here's
but
my
you know what
thing.
the thing is, though, that we tend to glorify that, right?
That's what I'm saying. You're
If if
Yeah,
men
that's
if
a major
men
encouraging
issue.
if men end up stopping watching porn, giving attention to OnlyFans, and just stop giving attention to all these thoughts, what do you think is gonna happen, right?
But they're
Because
not
everything
going to
That's
like
do it.
not. That's
everything
true. Let me give you. Let me.
everything goes back to the men, but men be trying to promote this, glorify this,
thank you.
Yep.
glorify sleeping around
Yep.
and wanting this access to sex on the third date
The men
instead
gave
of
the
actually
women the power. You're right.
that's true.
exactly,
Literally.
That's true.
instead of actually promoting, abstinence until marriage and so forth, and marriage. We demonize marriage and glorified, dating, which is pretty much just practicing divorce. That's pretty much what it
Right.
is. It's just practical divorce. Like, okay, you know what?
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and date this person. And you know what? I don't feel like I'm having this connection with him anymore. It's been already 2 months. I don't feel like it. Let me jump on to the next guy. Let me
Mm,
jump onto the next girl. Let me
that's true.
jump onto the next person.
Hmm.
So now we're teaching this generation that pretty much our relationships are based on of our emotions. We feel this way one day and we feel like this the next day. Shit, I didn't feel like going to the gym today. But doesn't like you have to be. This is where discipline and integrity comes into play. You know what I
Can I?
mean?
Hey,
Yeah, go ahead,
Jason.
Amir.
Oh, go
Uh,
ahead, Amir.
You're right.
I have a timer. I have 4 minutes left. Okay, guys. I have only 4 minutes, and I have to go. So, and it at the whole panel closing arguments. Feel free.
I'll be brief, right? Touching on what JC had said, it's correct and whatnot. It's basically about, see, the men give the woman the power to be to do the things that they do. A perfect example would be, okay, so on FAMU's campus, during my matriculation there, like during the latter half, the second half of my matriculation, there were women who were in my class who were coming up in my same cohort, and they got to see me, who I was, and figure out who I was, what my values were, see that I'm in the library a lot and different things would right. And then these women would pop up a couple years later in the second half, and they would exhibit these characteristics, which in my mind I would think that that's what I'm looking for to get a woman to be married with, because they're expressing these characteristics overtly in front of me. They try to so that they're like into knowledge and learning, or they're not really into doing all that other stuff, or they're trying to embrace Islam and stuff like that, like, you know and the fact that I see that, literally, like, and it's due to the fact that I'm focused on what I'm doing and not as much focused on everybody else. It gives credence to the fact that exactly what JC was saying. Men give the power, and if you have the ability to see it, you'll be able to transfer it to you. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be quick, extremely quick. There's a small group of women who are wives or potential wives, very small. They're not going to the gym. They're becoming strong, independent, and they're getting stuck. That's it.
Stuck where, sir? Oh my god. Okay, never mind.
Honestly, I don't want to
All
answer
right.
that question.
Please. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll close out. And yeah, you guys are absolutely right that, men have given the power over to women. And that's, another reason why, women are acting the way they are. At the same time, yeah, with those statistics, I'm kind of a little iffy on that because, like, what type of context are they using with those statistics is what I really want to know. Like, what are they actually trying to, pin down and actually chart? But yeah, it's with everything that's just been said. Yeah, men, stay safe out there, and hopefully my generation can find the outlets or the ways to learn how to get from point A to point B with women. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave off with that.
Thank you so much. It's
Okay.
definitely Mr. Williamson, JC, or
Okay. I'm just gonna be quick. There's no such thing as cheating when you're dating, unless you're married. And I'm out.
All right.
you, okay. Does please nobody respond. Please don't do it because we're gonna be here another hour.
No, I was gonna just close out with this. There's just a message to the men. Just be intentional. Be responsible. Stop giving these attentions to these 304s and everything like that. Once you stop giving attention to them, and be on your purpose and do what you need to do, in order to promote a good and established society for your future generations, then I think we'll see that this book can actually be a better place and what we're actually trying to promote. So just do what you need to do, get the power back.
I agree. I really do agree with that. Like I believe that men did give the women this power that we have, and men have all the power to take it back. But it's okay, Carly, or right. I think Carly and Mr. Practical are last.
Okay. I just want to say, I guess to end, stop dating random people and find out where the people are who you want in your life. What are the people who you claim you want? You claim you know what you want. And that's why Mr. Williamson kept saying you didn't know what you want. But where are the people who you want in your life? What are they doing? What do you think they're doing? And if you think they're getting stuck, why do you want them? And put yourself in position and in place to be able to get around those people. And when you are around those people, still don't date. Sit back and watch how they move. And then you will find the people who you want to align with.
Disney is over.
Mr. Patterson, sir, that's hearsay. Objection, hearsay. Mr. Practical.
I would just go ahead and say that this is a great show, a lovely show as always. Right. Make sure that if you guys are watching, if you didn't hit the like, make sure you hit that like. You didn't subscribe, make sure you subscribe.
Thank you.
And join that green gang too, double G.
Gang. Thank
And
you guys.
scam. Be careful with them choppies out there.
Choppy.
Ya tú sabes.
For real though.
No, tú sabes que yo soy tacaño. No puede chapear un tacaño. No voy a darle dinero.
Si no le dé
No hablo
dinero.
español un poco.
Sí, yo puedo hablar, pero no como ella. No como ella.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Hi, Ameera. Thank you so much for hosting.
It's been great.
Buenas noches.
All right.
Thank you, Ameera. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.